You're live again.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us in the comments?
Paddy, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Hear you? I can see you.
Well, we're going to find out in a second anyway. Apologies about that slight technical issue. But can people hear us in the comments? That would be a good start. Let's see what happens. Andy is here, Sam is here for Brighton versus Newcastle United. It is the watch long. Someone in the comments, please tell me that you can hear us now, and then I will feel a lot more better. Yes, sound, getting Geordie tuned for life. Sound, Geordie tuned for life.
Green King pubs are great, aren't they?
Oh, they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing.
How many pubs are there in the UK?
There's over. I don't know whether you're going to believe us here, and I swear down I'm telling the truth. There's over 900.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
And they're all showing every single.
Are you telling me they're literally bringing the live action to you?
You bet your boots they are, my friend.
That was what we like to see, and yeah, it is Brighton versus Newcastle United. We've got so much to talk about. We can see the game, we can see Carl, we can see Liam in the background. Liam doesn't even know that he's live. And people,
is he picking his nose again?
Probably. He was picking something else before. Anyway, let's quickly talk about the team news. I was going to ask you, Sam, but you are a little bit busy.
No, go on, I can multitask.
Oh,
despite what my wife tells you.
Get in. One change, one big change. No Sven Botman, he hasn't made it. Matt Targett moves to left back and Dan Burn moves to centre back. Is that what you would have done?
No, but it is what it is, isn't it? I would have liked to have seen Lewis Hall come in at left back. I agree with shifting Dan Burn across. That's what I would have done. But no, I would have liked to have seen Lewis Hall start. I'm a big Lewis Hall fan. But the good news is, Andy, Joe Linton starts.
Yeah, Eddie Howe loves a fib.
He does.
When I seen that he said that Joe Linton and Botman were both feeling it yesterday, I was like, well, they're definitely both starting then.
Yeah.
So I'm glad Joe Linton is, as ever, he's such a unit in that midfield. I've said going into the Champions League, I think in that group he'll be a big part of it, but in the league there's not one defender I think in this league that can match him physically in a one-on-one battle.
So here is the team news for Newcastle. Nick Pope is in goal. The back four, Trippier, Burns, Schär and Targett. Joe Linton starts. There was rumours that he wouldn't be involved, but he does start with Bruno Guimaraes and Sandro Tonali. It is a great midfield, and it's Isaac Gordon and Almiron. On the bench for Newcastle, it's Dubravka, Lascelles, Wilson, Barnes, Hall, Livramento, Murphy, Elliot Anderson and Sean Longstaff. Andy, it's been a busy week. It seems like a lifetime ago that Newcastle got beat in the last minute to Liverpool from Darwin Núñez scoring 2 late on. How do Newcastle go into this game in terms of a mindset point of view? Because it is a game that we shouldn't have really lost last week. We had everything going in our favour, now it's time for retaliation.
If I'm Eddie Howe, I'm saying, lads, remember what you did in the first half against Liverpool? Just do exactly that, but this time, right, just have a think. Do for both halves. It will be fine. I think last week I was a bit disappointed in kind of the I don't know how to say it, but I think Eddie Howe should have taken it a bit more and they kind of said it was a group issue and why we lost to Liverpool. I think changes were made at a time where they maybe shouldn't have. I don't think Anthony Gordon should have ever came off the pitch. I think he had Trent all over, and I think if Gordon had been on for the full 90, I think Trent would have walked at some point. I think Trent would have definitely seen a second yellow.
Why did he, Andy? Why did he not get a second yellow last week? It's because there was a badge that had a Liverpool badge on it. Thought, no, I can't do that.
I just think Newcastle, especially under Howe now, we're very good at resetting, losing in the minds what's happened the week prior. I think Eddie Howe's very much, he said, live in the moment. He's all about building up these moments. I think we take that Liverpool one, you learn lessons, and I think they will this week. And Brighton, I know they've came off the 3-1 against West Ham. They'll be very much up for it today, especially losing 3-1 at home. But I think we can do it today. I think we can, and I think we'll do it convincingly.
Yeah, definitely, Sam. Look, in terms of this week, we'll talk about the Champions League probably throughout the stream, and obviously we might.
Yeah, we were here on Thursday. Where were you?
Exactly, I was at work, believe it or not, which I'll tell you the story about later. But in regards to this week, it has been an extraordinary week. But just quickly, last time I touched about this Liverpool game, what do you want to see differently going forward, because we couldn't kill Liverpool off. We need to take our chances against a very, very good Brighton team.
Yes, we will learn a lot from that defeat, if nothing else. I mean, it was one of the most heartbreaking defeats in recent times. There's no getting away from that. You would hope they will learn a lot from that. So nothing like that will happen again. Time will tell, but again, both teams are going to be looking for a big reaction this evening. So, especially a couple of individual players, which the fan base, not to make a sweeping generalisation, but I'm about to, that the fan base are maybe getting a bit frustrated with, your likes of Almiron and whatnot.
Justified?
In the cold light of day, probably not, but in the moment, yes, we were here for the City game. We were getting frustrated with Almiron, but you look back on it, he could have killed that Liverpool game off, and were it not for a superb Alisson save and the woodwork, he'd have bagged a brace. And on the other wing, we've got a real man in form at the moment from the summer in the under-21 championship in Anthony Gordon. So he's keeping out our new winger in the Harvey Barnes. So yeah, Anthony Gordon is going to be key again for us tonight, I think.
Yeah, he's the man that's been mentioned on Sky Sports. This game is live on Sky Sports in the UK. Anthony Gordon is the main man they're talking about. I don't think many Newcastle fans would have thought that a few months ago, but he's had a great start to the season. Andy, Matt Targett comes in at left back today. That's the big talking point. He hasn't played 90 minutes in God knows how long. You're probably talking maybe the first game of last season against Nottingham Forest, maybe even Brighton away last year, if I remember rightly. How big of a game is it just for him? Because there's a lot of pressure now. You've got Dan Burn, Lewis Hall, they're in front of him at this moment in time, I would say, if he doesn't play well today.
Yeah, it's an interesting case for Matt Targett. I'm not his biggest fan, if I'm honest. I think he's had a poor pre-season. He had quite a lot of minutes in pre-season. We've seen him play all over that left side in pre-season, left back, left wing. He's not looked up to full fitness. He's not looked the same as the rest of them. I know Dan Burn was to blame for the goals last week, but at Targett it was about as much to blame as Burn. I think when you see he's just stood still, not quite sure how to play, where to be. And I think when you see that Dan Burn's totally playing him out that side, bear in mind he's a lot taller, but then there's the whole conception is that Dan Burn's maybe slower. He's not. Dan Burn is a lot quicker than Matt Targett, and I just think we're very vulnerable on that left side at the minute. I know the wish was to get a covering right centre half, but I think it was maybe a starting left back was what we maybe needed. It'd be interesting to see what happens with Lewis Hall in the coming weeks, whether or not he's waiting to let him get up to full fitness or something like that. But for me, I think we're vulnerable on that left side today. But I'm not confident in my target at all.
He's got a point to prove, hasn't he? After that fantastic loan spell he had. We were sat in Wakefield, weren't we? And you really wanted to sign him permanently. I didn't. But it's one of these buys really that, were we to sell him now, are you going to recoup the 13 plus 2, the £2 million loan?
Yeah.
No, 3 million plus 12. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're not going to recoup any of that now. So he's got a point to prove, and there's real competition for places. We've got 3 very, very capable left backs, and that's before you even think about switching Trippier to left back to accommodate Livramento. So he's got a point to prove, and hopefully he can start doing that tonight.
I think my point was last year, Sam, and I think if you remember rightly, it was a case of there was other positions that we needed to take care of, and left back at that moment in time wasn't a big concern, whereas now there was probably a slight concern before Lewis Hall was brought in. What I think the big thing is, Andy, is that Lewis Hall is our future, isn't he? And at 18, with Champions League football, playing for his hometown club, he is going to get game time. Maybe it's just trying to find the right time to put him in.
Yeah, I think it's the same. The situation with our kind of back line now is that the cover we brought in the summer is to be our future kind of thing. I mean, Trippier is over that other side of 30 now, where he's going to start losing his pace, and especially at right back now, you need that pace. I mean, wingers are only getting quicker and quicker. So Livramento, I think you're going to see him come in a lot. And I think it'll be a matter of time before Lewis Hall starts getting some genuine minutes, and he's playing in there week in, week out. I would expect.
Can I ask, Andy? João Pedro is up against Matt Targett today. Are you worried?
Yeah, I mean, it's always that kind of curse, isn't it? That a player that you almost signed plays against you, they tend to score. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if João Pedro was to maybe nick one today, even after getting the here we go from Fabrizio last summer.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing, I mean, what he'll be saying us, he looks at us and be thinking, I was just a smoke screen for you. It just seems like.
How do you think Scott McTominay's feeling right about now?
It's mental, but it's been a busy day in the Premier League. Last night, Luton 1, West Ham United 2. West Ham temporarily top of the Premier League table, but there's been some action today. There's been some very, very interesting games today. Bramall Lane, Sheffield United 2, Everton 2, Pickford with an unfortunate blunder, but Pickford with an outstanding save at the end of the game and keeping Everton at bay, really, making sure that they're going to get a point. The 3 o'clock kickoffs, Brentford 2, Bournemouth 2. David Bruce scoring for Bournemouth, great to see him score after all his tough cancer treatment that he's had to face. But Brentford did get a stoppage time equaliser. Manchester City 5, Fulham 1. Erling Haaland had a quiet day today, just a hat-trick. But Fulham will be a little bit peeved off that City second goal was allowed to stand before half-time. Spurs 5-2 win. Ange Postecoglou, good day, mate. Seems to be doing all right down under in terms of as an Aussie managing in England. 5-2 win over Burnley. And finally, biggest result of the day, really. I think the last time I saw it was Chelsea 0, Nottingham Forest 1. That is a big upset. If that has finished full time, another $1 billion for Bowley to spend. You'd like to think so?
Yeah, he seems to be running the place to the ground, as we were talking about off air, and I'm all for it. So unlucky, but in all honesty, I could not care.
1-0 full time, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I couldn't care less, because it's all about Brighton versus Newcastle, and let's not forget this is the last game for Newcastle before an international break. Those pesky international breaks.
Has it come at a right time, potentially?
Not really.
Do you not think?
Well, we've had a horrendous start to the season in terms of fixture list-wise. Obviously, dream opening weekend, thrashing Aston Villa. Look, we knew we were in for a tough start. It would obviously, last Sunday didn't help. It could be looking a hell of a lot better than what it does had we have held on last week. But it's a big game. You don't really want to be heading into an international break with 3 defeats on the spin. Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah, 100%. Has the international break come at the right time, Andy? Has the international break come at the right time?
For us, I think it's very dependent on the result today. I think if we win, no. If it's anything other, then maybe yes. It's just as a kind of takeaway to reset, but I think we'll be fine today. I'm confident. We didn't get to celebrate the goal the last time we were here. I think we'll get one this time.
I hope so. Ansu Fati can't play for Brighton today, which is a big plus.
But I have to say, Sam, how on earth did we hear each other last time?
I don't know how you could. I mean, yeah, we're sans one set of headphones. You're doing so well in hearing us.
Well, I have to say, if you see us cuddling into Johnny, it's not just because I want to cuddle, it's so I can hear.
It's just, you know, it's just nice sort of stuff. But we are approaching kick-off, 5 minutes until kick-off at the Amex between Brighton and Hove Albion and Newcastle United.
Can we talk about the Champions League now?
Yes, of course we can. AC Milan first up, Samuel. I'm going already. I've got my flight's boots.
I found them for you. You're welcome.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much. Out of all the games, is that the one that you wanted first or not?
No, because I wanted a chance to save up and go later on in November. The rumours was yesterday that it was going to be PSG, wasn't it? Which I was all for, because despite them being the pot one team and Mbappe and all of that carry on, that's probably the game that interests me the least. I mean, obviously they interest me a lot, all of them greatly, but at the 3, I'm all for AC Milan, I'm all for Dortmund.
Well, I can see a few Geordies, I can see the Welsh Geordie.
Stephen Shea Sully are on there, as always.
Lee Lawler and Harry Dawson are the Amex 4.
A few empty seats.
They're there.
They're no in our end.
I know. Well, who knows? Brighton are there. Brighton are
Carl's
there.
found the sound effect, but we have got producer Carl with us again this weekend. He should have been covering Liam Smith, Chris Eubank too, but fortunately he failed his well, he didn't. His car failed its MOT,
yes.
So we've got him.
No income tax, no V8.
Yeah.
Doesn't like that song. Newcastle are going to be wearing their green kit, their controversial green kit.
I'm not a fan of the green away kit. Out of the three, I think it's the weakest.
No, I don't like the green kit. No,
but I like them jackets.
Oh yes, please.
I do enjoy a jacket.
I really like the home walkout jacket. It's very smart. Just the black jacket is smart.
Do you know what I like? I like Adidas. Adidas for me. Bring back the stripes.
At the minute, like stuff I wear is all Nike, but from next August, well, whenever the Adidas stuff comes out, the Nike stuff's getting bitten off. I'm Adidas from there on. Anything I'm having is Adidas.
The players are walking out. Stuart Atwell is the referee today. Kieran Trippier leads Newcastle United out towards the Amex. We'll recap the Newcastle United team. Just the one change for Eddie Howe's side. Nick Pope in goal, the back four. Matt Targett comes in at left back because Sven Botman is injured. So that means Dan Burn moves into centre back alongside Fabian Schär. Kieran Trippier captains the team at right back. Midfield is the same three midfielders that have started all three, the first three Premier League games. Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton. And Miguel Moron keeps his place on the right hand side. Alexander Isak is in the middle, and on the left hand side is the man of the moment, it has to be said, Anthony Gordon. But here is the Brighton team picked by Roberto De Zerbi this afternoon. No Jason Steele because he's a Macklin, so he's definitely not playing. It is going to be Bart Verbruggen, who was joined in the summer. He's starting goal for Brighton, so that'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Hopefully he's picking the ball at least back of his net. The defence is Joel Veltman, Jan Paul Van Hecker, Lewis Duncan, Pervis Estepinian. Midfield, this is where Brighton are really, really dangerous now. Pascal Gross and Billy Gilmore. Gilmore came from Chelsea last year. And then the three attacking midfielders of Solly Marchal, Pedro and Mitoma. And up front for Brighton this afternoon, Andy, the man, the myth, the legend, Evan Ferguson, who started pretty well for Brighton. Who worries you from Brighton?
Yeah, he's looking like a bright spark.
Hey, no little drum for that. That's awful, Carl. There we go.
Evan Ferguson's looking like a bright spark, and there's the reason why he's got many of the big teams, especially in this country, plucking after him. Maybe one I would like to see us going sniffing around with maybe next summer if he's still a Brighton.
Couple of years time, Callum Wilson's wrong side of 30.
But this was the big ask, wasn't it? The kind of, we haven't got that third young striker at the minute behind. We saw both Isak and Callum Wilson had stints out last season. So Eddie Howe's shown that he's got the confidence in Anthony Gordon that if he has to play there, then he's the option. But hopefully next summer that's someone like an Evan Ferguson, a top striker coming through. We've got to kind of challenge Wilson for that number 9.
Let's hit that like button in the comments as well, guys. If you're listening or watching while Newcastle United are playing Brighton Hove Albion this afternoon, make sure you hammer that like button. And we're almost ready to go. The bench for Newcastle: Dubravka, Lascelles, Wilson, Barnes, Hall, and Livramento, Murphy, Anderson, and Sean Longstaff.
Strong bench.
Very strong bench. Very strong bench, which is good to see when we've had over the years when the bench hasn't been that strong. But we're moments away, Sam. Prediction time, what do you think?
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Brighton, I know they lost last week. They're obviously after a reaction today, as are we, but it's a real tough place to go early on in the season, generally speaking. They usually fade towards the end of the season, as we battered them at the end of last season, didn't we? But we need to take our chances, and if there's an opportunity to kill the game off, we have to take it.
Definitely. Prediction for today, Andy?
3-1 Newcastle, Isak first goal.
He's got that on a bet, that's why. You've got that on the bet, haven't you?
It's part of it. I've got both teams to score, Isak to score, corners, cards, the usual.
Please gamble responsibly.
I think it'll be a really tough game for Newcastle today. Do I think they can win? Yes, I do. At prediction time, I'm going to go 2-1 to Newcastle. It's going to be very tough. Roberto De Zerbi's done a fantastic job as Brighton manager since he arrived, taking over Graham Potter, who went to Chelsea, which seems like a long time ago. And Kieran Trippier seems to have won the toss because Newcastle will be attacking towards the away fans in the
I thought you were
first
going to
half.
say they will bat first.
They've lost the toss, so they'll bat first.
Then we're going to have a bowl. Hoping for some nice reverse swing early on.
Yeah, definitely so. Dan Burn against his former club, Andy.
Yeah, he seems to like it. I mean, we saw last season when there was that bit of a tussle in the corner where Dan Burn came and split it up, just laughing.
You got the goal as well at St James's towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
All for not celebrating against your former team. He didn't care, did he?
Well, what's the thing? Well, hopefully we can remember this game as well. That we've got how many defenders over 6'5",
and we are off. Stuart Atwell has blown the whistle. Who is not my favourite referee. I'm not going to lie. I don't think anybody has a favourite referee.
He's better than what he was. He used to be awful when he first started. Oh, early.
Nelly for Miggy Almiron there.
That's going to be an interesting battle today. Miggy and and Purvis.
Estepinian. Newcastle haven't won the throw. Thought they have won the throw.
Yes, they have.
Yes, in 1-0 to the throw-ins for Newcastle. Miggy Almiron, how big of a game is it for him?
He's got to do something. I think the pressure's mounting on him. I mean, especially Gordon can play anywhere across that front three. You've got Harvey Barnes sitting on the bench, signed for 40 million. He needs to produce something, because at the minute, I wouldn't have grumbled.
Isak's in. He's through. Come on, Isak. What a challenge by Van Hecke. A great challenge by Van Hecke. Isak was through.
Should be 1-0 up.
He's given a goal kick.
Wow, that was a big decision. It was lovely football. It was Bruno with a fantastic pass, splits the Brighton defence, and you think Isak's going to get a shot, but you have to give some credit to the defender.
How does he give that as a goal kick?
I tell you what, it tells the story of the officiating in this country.
Yeah, it was a goal kick.
It was a goal kick.
I'm just saying how. I was just explaining that's why.
Well, he sold me.
Positive start though.
Yeah, very good start. Great pass from Bruno
I
Guimaraes.
should probably triple check. Murphy is on the bench this week.
Yes. Yeah, we're not going to spend 20 minutes calling for Jacob Murphy to come on when his partner's giving birth and he's not there.
Sam, Bruno Guimaraes last week was a lot of comments online about.
No, it was your comment online.
No, there was a lot more just me that spoke about Bruno Guimaraes, who cost Newcastle the least of a point last week with that performance. But Newcastle have started better here.
Good early signs for the press. They are pressing high. Do you know what's been lacking, I think, the last couple of games? The press wasn't as energetic as it usually is. I don't think Isak was charging down as hard as he could. I don't think Almiron was charging down as hard as he could. The way we've started now, that's a lot different to the previous two games. For me, that's positive. But yeah, Bruno's meant, and I love him.
Yeah, look, he has started pretty well. Isak still has the nod up front. Bruno's headed towards Tonali, who has started brilliantly in a Newcastle United shirt. To Miggy Almiron down the right-hand side. Trippier is on the overlap available, but does he use them? Uses them to an extent, but Trippier plays it back, but hasn't been too much. Estepinian does just enough.
It's good defending.
Yeah, just enough. But,
Tonali's in. Can he get the cross in? Yes!
Oh! Isak with a chance, big chance. That's two big chances for the Swedish striker, Andy. Great work from Tonali.
Early doors, this pressure's working.
Yeah.
This is what we've missed the last couple of games. Missing that intensity, missing that high press. He's been lucky. It's hitting him in the face, and to be honest, he's clocked onto it very quickly.
Just a ticket deflection. Was he mishit it? No, he just
mishit
it. It's unlike Isak, Sam, isn't it? Unlike him.
Yeah.
Three's a magic number. Next chance goes in.
I hope so.
It's a gnarly chance. We can hear it.
That's not a foul.
Brighton take Stuart Atwell's absolute knobhead.
He's very whistle happy.
He's an absolute knobhead, Stuart Atwell. If he gives a yellow card here, I swear to God.
There was a foul on Solly March from Dan Burn straight after the free kick. I mean,
it's Dan
Burn, to be fair, is not looking at the ball whatsoever. His eyes are just on Solly March.
3 minutes in, come on.
Well, it's a free kick. He's not booked in.
It's Stuart Atwell, remember. Brighton free kick just inside Newcastle's half. It's going to be Pascal Gross.
No, it's not. It's going to be Billy Gilmore. No, it isn't. It's going to be...
It's Pascal Gross.
Oh, wind your neck in.
Sorry, I just thought I'd make the point. Isak with the header away, and Almiron uses his left foot, believe it or not.
Look at the pace of Tonali.
He's rapid, isn't he? For a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
It's unusually quick.
Absolutely had
He gets a lot of comparisons to Pirlo, but Pirlo is a very slow player.
Yeah, very true. Pirlo relied on his intelligence and his pass distribution. Matoma and Trippier is going to be an interesting battle as well today.
I think it'll be a really good battle. Matoma's been outstanding. He had a great game against Wolves and Brighton's last away game so far this season as well. And, it was a great performance, a 4-1 win. Brighton are no mugs, but they did get a bit of a reality check against West Ham United last week, Andy.
Yeah, I think West Ham's given everyone quite a reality check at the minute. They're looking very decent. They've won.
Shot come
Yeah, West Ham have played two on the bounce away, and we've won both away. They look decent, but as far as Friday night football goes, that was a dross game of football last night. I switched off, I think, about an hour in. It was
great. It was a good shot from Solly Marsh just over the top of the crossbar. Nick Pope would have liked to think he would have dealt with that, but yeah, 3 goals in 3 Premier League games for Solly March. I'm sure I've heard Solly March is a Newcastle fan.
Is he?
I believe so. I've heard. I don't know if it's rumours or if it's true, but I think he was a Newcastle fan or he was on Newcastle's books, but he did get released by the club, something like that. Tell us in the comments, and we'll get the comments read out.
That's passed me by.
But yeah, it's a good game.
That's not a good back pass.
Ferguson has João Pedro in there. He has Solly March in there, who's in the box left-footed. But it's good work by Fabian Schär, who nicks the ball off Evan Ferguson.
Brighton restarting fast though, and they're playing it back though to Lewis Dunk, who lets the ball slip under him, and they're building again from inside their own half, and the high press is working as they're back to the goalkeeper now.
That is a massive thing, and do you think that'll make a difference in the Champions League, Andy, with the high press?
Well, it's going into the unknown, isn't it? That we've not played European opposition, and I mean, especially
chance Brighton are through, yeah.
I mean, in pre-season, what we played Villarreal and Fiorentina. It's been a while since we've played top European opposition, so it's certainly going to be interesting. But I think the midfields, when you look at PSG, it's a very young midfield with Verratti in there. Dortmund. I said this on Thursday. I think the instant shock of the names in the group was kind of like, whoa, this is a group of death. But when you look on it in more depth at the actual teams themselves, apart from Mbappe at PSG, there's no one that impressive to kind of worry about. I think in terms of physicality in midfield, we'll match any of them.
Yeah,
definitely.
Physicality-wise, absolutely.
Brighton had a ball played through, which was intercepted by Matt Targett for a corner, and the corner didn't really come off for Brighton. It was a header that went well wide, and Nick Pope will take a goal kick for Newcastle United.
Relegate them now.
Oh,
that is the worst cracking football, isn't it? It's the worst cracking football.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if
Isak could be in again.
Just kind of get under his feet, unfortunately.
I wouldn't be surprised if they pull out a drum or clappers now.
Dan Burn could be in trouble here. But he hasn't given a yellow card yet. But Brighton do have a free kick. There's another foul looking for Matoma, but Trippier does unbelievably well.
That's
very back to Nick Pope.
That's a lot better. Nice cushioned header back to the keeper.
Yep, keep those likes coming in, everybody. Get the comments, and I can see a few saying Isaac Dordald, or Isaac Dordald, I should say. Brighton look a little bit shaken. Mickey went back on his left again when there was a right foot cross. First time was needed. That was a few minutes ago. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Brighton have come back into this game a little bit.
There's only 8 minutes gone though.
I know. It's a game of 2-4 minutes. That's what it is. But yeah, Brighton's always a tricky place to go. Newcastle, I don't think Newcastle actually even beaten Brighton in the Premier League at the
Not in the Premier League, no. We haven't won there since Mo Diamo's wonder goal.
Last year it was all about Nick Pope. Just one tweet. But Nick Pope globally trending on Twitter.
The year before then it was Graham Jones's mags. Isaac Hayden.
Yes, didn't get a move on deadline day, unfortunately. So.
No, he still can move though, because the Liège, the Belgian transfer window doesn't close for a little while yet.
Fantastic from Almiron.
Good work from Almiron. Bruno down the right-hand side.
Isak's in the middle.
It's good defending by
poor
Brighton.
cross act, I thought.
Yeah, good argument. Matoma. Oh, he's dazzled through Trippier and Tonali. Held up a little bit though. As Brighton just enter Newcastle's half, passing towards the right-hand side. Newcastle back into position, a little bit more comfortable. Estepinian, who's I think a very underrated left-back in my opinion. I'm surprised some of the big boys, and no disrespect to Brighton, didn't go from Andy Estepinian.
Yeah, he's been a FPL dream so far this season. But so far, Miggy seems to be giving him a bit of a headache with the pressure. I give him flack week in, week out, but in terms of winger-wise, there's not many he'll give you pressure like Miguel Almiron does. Anthony Gordon the same. I think Anthony Gordon was a dream signing for me in January. He was always going to fit our system, and it was always going to be the matter of time before he got up to speed to fit in. I think we can catch these on the break this game. They're showing early doors where we're doing that. Now they're putting the pressure on. I think we can kind of flip the switch and break on the pressure.
Oh, where was
that?
It was a deflected cross down the right-hand side of Nick Pope. I have to be honest, didn't really do anything brilliant there. It looked like
it's deflected off target. No, Pope's done.
He's done really well.
Pope has done really well there.
It just didn't look as comfortable on camera, did it, Tom?
No, because it wasn't comfortable in the slightest. He anticipated the cross being an outswing. He got the deflection off target, and Pope had to cut it out, otherwise it was heading in the back of the net.
Corner for Brighton, left swinger for Brighton. Can Newcastle deal with it? It's Dunk who plays it back to Estepinian on his right foot, and it's dragged horribly wide.
Thankfully it was on his right foot.
Horribly wide.
With the change to the back line, how much of a kind of, not kind of shock effect, but there'll be a bit of a difference there with them not having Botman there. When you've played so many games in a row of having the same back line, so many games, you get used to things. So to go in on a total change of Byrne going from that left back into centre half, and then Matt Targett getting introduced, do you think there's a little bit of a shock effect there?
I think there's less of it because Byrne's there. Byrne's been slipped across, because had you put Lascelles in there, then maybe it would have been a bit different, because you're in the middle and you're relying on your communication with your keeper a bit more. I think it works a little bit easier had a different change been made, to be honest.
11 minutes in to this game. Smash that like button if you can, please, and get the comments in. We'll keep talking through the comments throughout the game. Still Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Newcastle United 0. Newcastle probably with the best chance of the game falling to Alexander Isak, who didn't really get the shot where he wanted it. It was really bad actually for Isak, Alexander Isak's standards, but still has started pretty well for Newcastle this season. 2 goals against Aston Villa, of course, in the opening day, and played his part to getting Virgil van Dijk sent off against Liverpool last week at St James's Park.
Good to see Big Joe in the middle of the park, taking no nonsense. Can't wait to see him in the Champions League bossing a midfield.
Yeah, certainly. Good ball from Cher to Tonali. Bruno Guimaraes just inside his half, looking to take Newcastle forward, looking for a pass to absolutely nobody.
Go on, keep pressuring. Keep going.
Nice to see the way packed as well, because look, Brighton is not the easiest place to get to. So well done to every single one of you that have made the trip down to Brighton, because it is a journey and a half.
Well, I've got some news for you. Guess what? Dortmund's really hard to get to. Milan's quite hard to get to. Paris, I mean, depends on train strikes, but
exactly.
Brighton's a doddle compared to Dortmund.
Yeah, definitely. Harry and Lee are at the game today, so they will give you all the reaction live from the Amex after the game. Make sure you stay tuned for the last word and the match reaction live from Brighton. Andy, Joe Linton in the midfield. Good to see him actually fit to start, because I didn't think he would be.
Well, like I said, Eddie Howe's a massive fibber, isn't he? Only it's a shame that he wasn't lying about Botman. Listen, Joe Linton, he's something different, and no other team has a player like Joe Linton.
Great ball to Ferguson.
Great ball.
Left-footed. Saved
Burn just did enough to put him off.
Yeah, saved comfortably, but that was the first little moment for Billy Gilmore, who got the assist at St James's Park last season for Brighton's goal to make it 2-1, to make it very nervy at St James's Park last season. The second last home game of the season for Newcastle United, where they pretty much wrapped up Champions League qualification. The good old days.
I'm just glad that games against Brighton aren't the usual bore that they are, because God knows how many times we drew with them up here since both of us came up. But I think you have to admire that we've both kind of been a success story of coming up from the Championship, and there's not been very many of them in recent years, really.
No, definitely not. But you could argue Brentford have done pretty well since they've got promoted, but yeah.
I think you've got to admire how much of a well-run club Brighton are.
Yeah. absolutely. The fees they've got for their players, it makes Daniel Levy easy to deal with in comparison to Brighton. 115 million for Caicedo, he's not even worth half that.
David has said in the comments, Bruno is either having the longest run of poor form in history or he's overrated. What do you think, Sam, to that?
Who said that?
David Bailey.
No, I wasn't going to say what I was about to say. I reject your criticism, good sir.
Gordon to Joe Linton, just gets in front of the Brighton player. And Newcastle are actually in Brighton's half with the ball, which is nice to see.
Go on, Joe.
Poor ball really from Trippier.
Flat-footed a little bit.
Yeah. Sherwood looking for Tonali. To Almiron on his left foot, driving.
If he wants it
driving. So he's using his right. And it's deflected, but it's a great save from the Bergen.
Nearly shades of Brentford away last season with Joe Linton's deflection.
It really was. Driving on the right-hand side into his left foot, twisting and turning towards Dunk, and his right-footed cross was deflected, and it was well saved by the goalkeeper. And Newcastle got a corner.
Would that have been the most Miguel Almiron goal there's ever been?
With his right foot, yes. Corner for Newcastle. I would imagine it would be Kieran Trippier, who's been constant just yet. But
Tonali's in the box, so it will be Trippier. Or was it?
They've gone short, but Brighton have actually countered really well. They're looking for Bruno, but Brighton can't get on the counter-attack. It's 4 against 3.
Gordon needs to go with Matoma.
I can't even tell who they've went to give that to there.
Matoma. They look on his right foot, but it's a great block. It's a great block by Kieran Trippier. Great block. Brighton getting a little bit frustrated, Andy.
Hopefully so. When you nearly concede chances like that, I think it does make you throw your head a little bit, as we're seeing with us with that Matt Targett deflection there, where we nearly conceded. I think when you nearly concede a goal to your own fault, it does rattle you a little bit. But I think kind of it is our game plan when we play away against these opposition that is almost on equal level. It's kind of bide your time, let them waste themselves out a bit, and then go at them while they're at the peak of frustration.
João Pedro running through after Bruno gave the ball away in midfield. Still João Pedro. Gets knocked off his head a little bit, but it's not a foul.
A handball and a free kick to Newcastle, surely.
Not a foul for me.
If that's not a penalty, book him.
Almiron.
Brilliant from Bruno.
Bruno does really well in midfield. But he gets the ball taken off. But Gordon plays it to Isak down the right-hand side. Now Isak, Brighton have an extra man in cover, but it's still Isak, still Alexander Isak. Right-footed, hit it, tries nobody there, but had the shot on target. Alexander Isak.
He's just been let down by the lack of bodies in the box.
That was a big opportunity, Sam Mulder.
Yeah, it was.
These are there for the taking. They're there.
I don't know whether Gordon might have anticipated his run a bit better, checked his run because the defender had already gone with him to check back into the space. But if you're a greedy striker, Isak there, you shoot every time, surely.
I think Callum Wilson would have had a go there.
Oh, without a doubt.
You can hear the away end singing Newcastle.
It's lovely to hear how loud that away end is, especially over Alan Smith.
Remember when you used to think I used to sound like Alan Smith? I'm pleased that died down.
It won't die down for long. Brighton just about keeping possession. 18 minutes into the game here. Still 0-0. Make sure you smash the like button. And, just
Pedro's in space again.
Matoma on the left-hand side. Right-footed, blocked, and it will be a corner to Brighton. But they are doing their best with Matoma so far, Andy. Keeping Matoma, not quite, but they're keeping them just at arm's reach at the minute.
Yeah, just keeping them ticking over. I think we've looked good on the break, which is something I think we're going to have to do all game. Just kind of keep Brighton, let them have that little possession, keep them blocked off, and then get them on the break. I mean, there's a reason why West Ham went down there and won 3-1 last week. I think that they are there for the taking at the minute. I don't think they've kind of getting up to speed. I don't know whether losing Caicedo has been a massive unsettlement thing in the midfield, but they look there for the taking, especially on the break at the minute.
Brighton have a corner, left-hand side, right-footed Pascal Gross looking for Nick Pope, who does come back a little bit, but doesn't do much with it. But Newcastle, after it gets headed back across goal, just do enough to get rid of it, but Brighton still have the ball crossed in again by March, and can Dunk keep it in? He can very well, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no one saw that coming.
No, nor did I. He's still playing as a right winger at this moment in time, then decided not to give the ball to him on the right hand side, which I'm surprised about. But Brighton still have possession, but Newcastle have done well defending set pieces so far.
Shape has been maintained very well, actually. Good shape when we are defending, and now we've won the ball back, and Bruno can bring it into the Brighton half, looking for Isak to split the defence, which he has on the left-hand side. Yeah,
it's great pace from Isak. He has been lively, and he's done very well keeping the ball there. Joe Linton now gets it, and Bruno now towards the left-hand side. Has got Anthony Gordon in a little bit of space, but won't have enough time to really take on the defender, and plays it back to
Brighton have got men back now.
They do. Newcastle got a little bit of possession. Trippier did make the run, but for Cher, who had the ball just on the halfway line, but Newcastle will try again. Tonali. Cher looking for the ball over the top, which it's a bit poor, being honest, but it's been a very good game. If we were neutrals, I think we'd pretty much enjoy it. But
we haven't had a shot in the last 15 minutes.
That's mental. That Brighton have had 7 shots in the last 15 minutes and 2 on target. What do you think, Andy, with that?
I think we are just trying to get them on the break at the minute, so it shows that they're going to have the more opportunities at the minute. Hopefully we can get a bit more of a grasp with the ball soon, but if this is the game plan where we just let them come at us, deal with it nicely and get them on the break, which we've shown a couple of times that we've been able to deal with them calmly, break.
Matoma in the box, left hand side. Poor again from Matoma, really poor. Tonali clears, and it's still in play. They were stunk with the ball, but
where's Matoma going to end up next summer? He'll be the next one out of the production line. Yeah, probably. Hey Todd, got another £100 million player for you.
I found it quite funny that Chelsea and Brighton are taking on each other in the Carabao Cup. And Carabao Cup, we'll briefly mention, just Manchester City at St James's. What did you make of that when that got pulled out?
I wasn't thrilled. It is what it is. We've got a chance at home, haven't we? That's the key thing. It's at home, so we can beat anyone at St James's Park on our day, on our night.
Have they got a chance?
Yeah, of course we have.
What do you think, Andy? Man City in the cup, we got a chance?
Yeah, I mean,
well done, Matt Targett.
When City have got a load of games in a row, Pep likes to heavily rotate, so I think we'll have the chance. And then there's always that bit of belief when Edison doesn't play in goal. It gives them that lack to break as well as they can. Because Edison, you have to say, is probably the best keeper in the world at distributing the ball. And usually in these cup competitions, Pep likes to rotate and go with Ortega. I mean, the good thing about the Carabao Cup is that once it's hit 90 minutes, if you're at a draw, it goes straight to penalties. So we've already shown we can win them. So hopefully, if we can't get a sneaky 1-0, hopefully hold them for the 90 and then take them in pens.
Halfway through the first half here, Brighton 0, Newcastle United 0. Nick Pope's free kick went long in Newcastle.
Oh, be
Gordon got the ball, it's just deflected off him.
It was just a tad late. And Stuart Atwell, well, just like a word with Anthony Gordon. Just like a little word with him.
Bollocks, that's his word.
He was half a second.
You don't need to have a word with Gordon there. The word you need to give is given the centre. No, that's completely the wrong. Well, that sets the tone for the rest of the game now.
Let's have a look. We're just seeing a replay now. Van Hecker. It's a stand on the. He stands on his foot.
It's not yellow. It's not yellow.
Card, Sam?
But
it's one of them where slow-mo is always going to make it.
That sets the tone for me now. That sets the tone for the rest of the game. If that's how easy you're going to give a yellow card.
You can just see Harvey Barnes warming up. 65 minutes. Let's see what happens. But I thought it was his best performance in a Newcastle shirt last week, Sam, against Liverpool. He was outstanding.
Yeah, him going off changed the game. Him and Tonali. Had Alexander Arnold on toast, but we knew what happened in the end.
March on the right hand side.
Again, we've got a good shape when we're defending here.
Go on, Mickey. Never seen a Magnum. Never seen a Magnum. Have you?
Fudge.
Have you fudge? Have you ever seen a Magnum in Milan? I'll tell you who else hasn't seen a Magnum in Milan. Darren Eales. Darren Eales definitely hasn't seen a Magnum.
Strong Mark Corrigan vibes from Darren Eales.
Very much so.
Some boy though.
Absolutely. I bet he gets excited when he buys a new keyboard for his computer.
Carl, one of the shots is like pretty dark. I don't know if you want to... Let's probably say it in the comments now. Where is the intensity, says Seth. Where is the intensity, says Seth.
Where?
Where is the intensity?
Where is it?
It has died down a little bit since the first 10 minutes, hasn't it? We're trying to just get a foothold in this game and maybe frustrate
The
Brighton.
Brighton fans are getting a bit touchy, aren't they?
I know, it's amazing what European football does to a fan base.
I think Brighton's UEFA Europa League group is a tougher group than Arsenal's Champions League group and Manchester City's Champions League group, by the way. Ajax and Marseille, just for two. But we'll see what happens. Bruno with the ball.
Nice to have a bit of possession for a while now.
It is, yeah. Trippier.
No, I see Miggy's making the wrong run there, and that's why we've been forced back.
Share looking for the lovely ball
I
from
like it. I like it.
Well chested down. Brighton just about get away with it, but a good ball from Fabian Schär, Sam.
Yeah, out of filth. And it's the when PSG come to St James's Park, it's the battle of the dreamboats, because part of the backroom team is Johan Cabaye. So it is the battle of the dreamboats. The original dreamboat, Johan Cabaye against Fabian Schär. That's the battle we're all on. Forget Mbappe.
Who are you most excited to see? Milan, Dortmund or PSG?
Dortmund.
St James's.
I think I kind of got a massive soft spot for German football during COVID when they were the first league to come back.
Did you not watch the Belarusian second division?
No, my name is not Steve, and I'm not American.
Oh dear! Oh no, this is not going well.
Mitsoma! What a save!
What a save!
Great save. It's Billy Gilmore!
Straight at him!
It's a goal for Brighton. Nick Pope with the error, Evan Ferguson with the goal. 2 errors for Nick Pope. His pass, well, his clearance wasn't good enough. Brighton had a chance from Matoma, which was well saved, but Gilmore's shot was spilled by Nick Pope, and Evan Ferguson was there to give Brighton the lead at the Amex. It's Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Newcastle United 0. Tell me a little bit more about it, Andy. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Well, we'll see the replay here. That's just how many times has this let us down over the years? Goalkeeper distribution. He's tried to hawk it away, not found anyone, and we've just been in panic. He's just not dealt with it well at all. Nick Pope in all situations there, unfortunately.
Big mistake by Newcastle United's goalkeeper, Sam. You're just seeing a replay now.
Terrible distribution. Does well in intercepting Matoma's cross. I'm not happy with Tonali in not closing down. Was it Gilmore faster? By the by, Pope shouldn't be spilling that shot. It's straight at him.
They're walking out of the box as well. Both Shaw and Targett there, both walking away from it rather than...
There might be no chance here, because we can hear some noise. Well, Nick Pope had the ball, but he played it better this time. Schär looks for Joe Linton. He's a good ball, actually, from Joe Linton, who passes it to Anthony Gordon down this left-hand side. Can Newcastle get the perfect response? Anthony Gordon, still Anthony Gordon, who's looking for Joe Linton, who's in the box! And just wide.
Get it on target!
Just wide by Joe Linton, who's in the box left-footed. Sam,
shooting today's been terrible.
Yep.
Nearly the perfect response, though, Sam.
No, make the keeper work. It's poor. Gordon did ever so well, laid it off perfectly. Joe Linton beats him out. He's not even put that close.
Weak foot.
Has he got to do better there, Andy? Got to do better?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, Brighton were going to be there to catch on the break. Hopefully now we can just switch it on a bit more.
Well done for Ferguson. Ferguson's got past Burn. This is
going to be in if he can find him.
Matoma, Pedro, João Pedro, just over the crossbar. Should have been 2-0.
This is worrying.
Newcastle need to settle down here. João Pedro, the man who nearly joined Newcastle United last season. Brighton on the counter-attack was so exciting, but nervous from a Newcastle fan point of view there, Sam.
Lost our shape completely. The shape had been good up until the goal defensively. Completely ruined us on the counter of them, Brighton, and it should be 2-0.
Yeah, it should be 2-0, but should have hit it better, should have João Pedro, but poor last couple of minutes for Newcastle United, who are now a goal down at the Amex. Evan Ferguson with the goal after Nick Pope's double mistake. The first, with the clearance not being very good at all, straight into the path of Estepinian. But when the ball got cleared out after Matoma's shot was saved, Billy Gilmore's shot was spilled and Ferguson scored. Newcastle need to do something about this, Andrew.
They do. Been very poor, and it does look like the game plan is to catch them on the break, but I think we're just kind of losing our intensity at the minute. We should be running at them a lot more, and we just don't look like we're I don't want to say it, but we don't look in it in the minute. Like we've not really got much of an answer. We kind of hit the barn door with a banjo at the minute. Nothing's going on target. Something needs to change.
I wonder what Hugo Lloris is thinking.
Couldn't care less. That was never going to happen. But I don't like seeing Gareth Southgate proved right. Nick Pope hasn't made the England squad, and playing like that.
It's a great save. It was just so poor with his feet. But is that the modern way of goalkeeping? Is that the better way of goalkeeping?
Well, no. The art of goalkeeping is shot stopping and keeping the ball out the piss in net.
Looking for that ball again. It's a foul. To be given as a foul. Yeah. Push on Dan Burn. Newcastle just need to settle down a little bit here because they are getting opportunities. They just need to be better with their opportunities, which we
finishing touch has been appalling so far.
Certainly has. Dan Burn against his former club, getting a few boos actually.
We don't look relaxed at the back at all at the minute.
Well, we had. In general, it's just again like City. The final pass is lacking a little bit. The final shot is lacking.
Trippier looks for Joe Linton, which is intercepted pretty well.
We're trying to go down the right too much.
Well, that's good from Joe Linton. No way, referee!
Come in the back. Come through the back of him.
We're trying to go down the right too much for me at the minute.
Here we go, another quick free kick. Pedro to Matoma on the left hand side, up against Trippier again. Trippier's done well so far against him. He's done well again.
Close him down.
15 minutes till half time. I think Newcastle actually desperately need it at this moment in time. At Brighton, running Newcastle ragged, especially in midfield. On the counter attack, it's frightening. It's just so frustrating. So frustrating so far.
We look sluggish.
Smash the like button because Newcastle in the Champions League, by the way. Just need to remind people that though we are still in the Champions League. I'd like to see how we do against Dortmund away from home. I think Mbappe might be a bit terrified at the minute. Brighton have the ball in a dangerous area again, and Matoma plays it poorly again. Miggy does well to twist and turn past Matoma. Newcastle having the ball, but just can't seem to find many players in green at this moment in time, and they give the ball away, but they do get the throw.
Quick throw. Isak's no one with it. We need to find Gordon. Gordon needs to make the run.
Well, Tonali's on the right, and Tonali's got the ball. Just Gordon. Oh, it was a great ball.
Keep it in.
Half a yard too slow. Not to connect to the target. Keeps it in on this left-hand side. Bruno Guimaraes. Still Bruno. What can he do? What can Bruno do? He's looking for a pass. Looks for Tonali, but it's a good tackle by Estepinian. Cher picks it up. It's a good ball by Cher. That's lost by Mickey Almiron and Brighton. Can counter-attack. I've said that so many times so far in this first half. But Newcastle have got back to position a little bit better. But Brighton have possession again. It'll be interesting to see what the stats are so far from a Newcastle fan point of view, because it ain't great.
No, it's not. But there's plenty of time. No need to panic just yet. But we do need to see a bit of an uplift. The front three just aren't having the desired effect at the moment, are they? Since them two early Isaac chances.
Yeah. Comments saying Isak is not getting. Isak is getting nothing to work from. We have no midfield right now. Get Hall on for Targett, Livramento for Almiron, and Wilson for Joe Linton, says Howie the lads. Isak's moving off the ball has been poor.
We've been going down the right hand side every time. Gordon's not been able to get into this match whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't understand why we're playing down the right wing so much.
Get Bruno off, says Andrew Bell. Adam says, which pub are you in? Which pub are we in, Andrew?
We're in the Green King pub, but more specifically the Junction, which is, I'm going to say this again because I still can't believe it myself, it's one of over 900 in the UK, all showing televised Newcastle games.
Green King Sport, bringing the action to you.
Bring in the action.
Carl, if you can hear me, it says something you have just added a browser source on the thing. Just leave it, no problem.
Just leave it.
Just leave it.
Just leave it, mate.
Just leave it, mate.
The noise is all coming
from the Brighton fans. Mate, I'll give credit to the Brighton fans that made the trip on that Thursday night when it was rearranged. Thursday night. Oh. Don't like Thursday nights, do you? Like, I prefer Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'm going to shock you, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm just watching the watch-along. Newcastle have given the ball away again, and Brighton have possession again.
That's the problem when you come up against a 4-2-3-1 when playing a 4-3-3. You're able to get in between our lines.
That's what Foden had so much joy against Newcastle for Manchester City. I know Foden's a different kettle of fish, but the ball to Matoma switched on the left-hand side. Can he get the better of Trippier this time? He's playing a pass, Next Opinion's playing it through, but his pass lets him down, and Bruno looks for Miggy.
That was superb from Bruno.
And it's good
that was luxurious.
Newcastle.
Now, can we get down the left-hand side with Gordon?
No, we can't because
we've got far too many players back at the minute.
Yeah. Bruno gets the ball to Tonali in the middle of midfield. Like Sam rightly says, when you do play this sort of formation, it does make it a little bit more difficult for Newcastle.
Great ball!
Fantastic ball.
Inside the box, what can he do? Alexander Isak hasn't really got much support, so he plays it back to Tonali, who will probably play it to Almiron, which he does. Almiron crosses it in left-footed, looking for Joelinton, but couldn't do much about it, and it's a goal kick to Brighton.
I need to question Miguel Almiron's footballing brain.
Because that ball from Tonali to Isak was world class, and then just like seemed like every other
Almiron's
attacker.
Just like kind of standing, shuffling them out like this. It's when you play with a slow build-up like we are at the minute. I'm quite surprised. I thought we would have been more intense playing on a quicker break. Where it seems to be when we go forward, we play slowly. You need to be watching all the time for that little move, because it's otherwise you're just going to ruin the whole attack, which Almiron did there, really.
What was more disappointing from Nick Pope's standards, the kick or the spilled shots on?
Both.
Oh, cheers for that. Anyway,
both pathetic.
They weren't great, let's be honest, for Nick Pope's standards. What can Newcastle do? Just under 10 minutes till half-time. Newman's getting his shirt pulled.
Play to the whistle. Well, I don't see the point of that. He waited till Bruno got his pass away to blow. Thick refereeing.
Stuart Atwell is the referee today.
Yeah, that pass from Tonali to Isaac was absolutely world class. None of our attackers, the other attackers, did anything to help Isaac whatsoever. So his only choice was to pay it back to freaking Tonali. So annoying.
Lee will be at the women's game tomorrow. Newcastle, he's doing a massive trip actually. He's going from Brighton to Blackpool and then he's going back to Newcastle.
Now then.
Left hand side, Matt Targett. What can you do? You've got Gordon on the outside, who he gives it to eventually. Gordon with the cross and cleared by
Almiron.
Almiron waiting, Matoma being a bit more eager and clears it for Brighton. Looking for João Pedro, but Newcastle have the ball back to Fabian Schär. Bruno to Trippier. He hasn't got much to look for, but Bruno
has
found
space.
What can Tonali do? Still has the ball to Isak. Good block. Still Tonali's got it though. But Estepinian nicks the ball off him it was a slightly heavy touch, but it is better for Newcastle United, Andrew, isn't it?
Tonali, the bright spark at the minute.
Yeah. What a foul.
Oh, that's a yellow card. That should be a yellow.
That's a yellow
That's
card.
a yellow.
If that is the... why has he not been booked?
He's come through the
From
back
behind. What we ask for from referees is consistency. You can't go through the back of somebody and not get a yellow card.
But there's no attempt to...
Standing leg as well.
There's no attempt to get the ball.
Liam Kerr.
Liam Kerr.
What a lovely top it's got as well, by the way.
Lovely top for a lovely guy.
He's probably spent a few quid on that. Liam Kerr Ching.
Yes.
Kieran Trippier with the free kick, and I'm done with my jokes today. Here we go, Trippier. Right, Cher's getting pulled all over there, by the way. All over.
It doesn't
the
matter.
referee
It was a
hasn't given
poor free
anything.
kick. It was a poor free kick.
It's a foul.
Poor free kick.
I'm pretty sure if I was to go on my profile now on Twitter and search the word Stewart, there would be many complaints about Stuart Atwell. In fact, Stuart Atwell, if I'm not wrong, was the referee of the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final.
This referee is absolutely a joke. Fabian Schär was getting pulled. You'll get to see a replay of this if you're watching this on Sky, right? You'll see a replay at any second now, which they're not showing because I've just said they would show a replay.
Checking badge.
Checking badge, yeah. One day.
If it gets to really bad in the second half, we'll just mess around and play with the sound effect buttons.
Here we go. 24th of January this year. Stuart Atwell, not fit to referee. One from February 11th this year. Is Stuart Atwell expecting our players to disappear? And then another one from the same game. Stuart Atwell is unsurprisingly still not fit to referee.
And he's got better. He used to be, he was really, really young when he first broke through, like late 20s. Like, he was absolutely shocking. Whereas now he's just inept.
Matt Targett, who plays the ball to Anthony Gordon.
He's not ran down the wing enough. We haven't been able to get him out enough. Is this a game for Harvey Barnes? Because I didn't think the Liverpool game was a game for Harvey Barnes.
I'll let you know in about 15 minutes because he's probably going to get brought on. Bruno don't lose the ball there. He just about gets away with it.
It's a lot to be said at half time.
If anything, I know pre-season doesn't mean anything, but Brighton were 1-0 up against Newcastle in pre-season and they won 2-1. I know it means absolutely nothing, but still.
We're a mess in possession at the minute.
Yeah, we have been for a
in
while.
the middle of the park. We're just struggling with it.
We were a mess in possession at City.
You can see the stats on your screen.
Go. Come on. Where's the press?
It's covering Sam's face.
What is it?
Gordon. Well, our pressure on the Brighton goalkeeper who plays a pretty extraordinary pass to Estepini on the left-hand side, who looks for Matoma, who does well.
Tackle.
Good tackle from Kieran Trippier. I don't think Brighton will think that they're massive. Well, that's a good turn on Joe Linton. And that's a foul. And it's another yellow card. And it's actually a joke. You can get a challenge from behind and not be yellow carded, but you can get a yellow card for that. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, Stuart Atwell.
They just can't get to grips with.
Did he even touch him?
If he's touched him minimally.
Did he even touch him?
That's
Is Stuart Atwell a real referee, or have they just hawked someone in from the crowd?
It's from Brighton.
No, he isn't.
He's got pictures of João Pedro on his bedroom wall, hasn't he?
I saw him at the Wifteen, honestly. When he was a kid, he was in the Wifteen.
Yeah, pictures of Bobby Zamora
Yeah.
playing for Brighton. Not weird stuff.
Des Lynam was his favourite presenter. Saw him eat fish and chips on Brighton Beach.
Goes to Hove Ground.
Here we go, free kick to Brighton, and it's a corner to Brighton after it's flicked on by Anthony Gordon. 2 minutes till half time. Brighton 1, Newcastle United 0.
Yeah, but there'll be there's been no stoppages, so there'll only be about 15 minutes of added time.
Not too much. Will Brighton play it short? No, they won't. They will leave it to Pascal Gross with his left foot. What can Newcastle do? Can they clear it without any danger? Just, get a counter attack? That'd be mint.
Score a goal.
Score a goal, yeah.
Not doing 2 of these. 7-hour round trips each, and not having a goal in
that
either
just
game.
seems alike in general. Corner to Brighton. Lewis Dunk with the header and just wide. And it's going to be a good
That's
kick.
a GK from the 6-yard line.
I want to see the ball down the left-hand side a lot more in the second half.
Yeah, so do I. Smash the like button, please, boys and girls, if you are watching. Because it's the only thing that's keeping us going, because Newcastle are losing.
I think Gordon's our game changer.
I think he's been a bright spark. I don't know where Alexander
Oh my God.
Pass from Fabian Schär. Still Pascal Gross. Is that a foul? Referee says no.
I mean, that was probably the most obvious foul of the game so far, and we've gotten away with it.
Gordon looks for Tonali, who does well, really well actually.
Oh, that was superb.
And Bruno has got no one to pass it to.
Absolutely no one. So he plays it back to Schär, who can only square it to Burn anyway. Brighton are doing what we normally do with their press.
Brighton are doing a job on Newcastle.
Joe Linton's finally found some space and been able to pick out.
Here comes Mickey Almer up down the middle, really. And looks like Gordon on the left-hand side.
Drive in.
And plays it to Tonali. So he probably will cross it in. It's cleared. And
That's not going out.
Where's Mickey?
It will go out.
Mickey was on the left.
Why?
Mickey was running down the wing.
Got lost.
It's easy to get lost in Brighton. Dan Burn. 2 minutes injury time.
2 minutes.
Targett. Jordan back to Targett. Newcastle have got the ball in Brighton's half. Can Newcastle do something in these 2 minutes? Can they get back on?
I like that.
Lovely ball.
Shouldn't have let it bounce.
No. Gordon stays on his feet after the challenge. Can he do a bit of magic? He's going to have to be careful. He's on a yellow card. It was a heavy touch, but he didn't do anything stupid, so that's good. To Joe Linton down the left-hand side. Newcastle can't really get anywhere past that Brighton midfielder.
They got every man back.
Yeah, which is sensible at this time of the game.
1 minute to play.
Joe Linton on the left. Cool pass looking for Bruno Guimaraes. Looks at Bruno Guimaraes again. And Newcastle basically tackle each other.
We need half time.
If that summed up Newcastle United in a nutshell in this first half, it was that. Dan Burn and Joe Linton tackle each other and the ball going out.
I mean, that collision between Joe Linton and Dan Burn, the sheer heft of them two individuals is probably going to start an earthquake somewhere.
Well, hopefully this is a reverse of the Liverpool game, in where we're having a poor first half and a really good second half.
That would be nice.
Otherwise we're in trouble.
Why has that been given as a free kick?
I don't answer.
What is that well done? I mean, is everything all right at home?
Got a few comments here. We lost 5 games last season. Looks like we're going to be on number 3 already. What the hell? It's pathetic players we should have gotten was Diaby and Maddison, etc. It's half time at the Amex. Brighton 1 through Evan Ferguson. Newcastle United 0. Really poor.
Work to do, absolutely. Nothing really too much between the two teams though, when you think that the goals came from a howler from Nick Pope. Other than that, our defensive shape on the whole has been okay, barring 1 or 2 chances for Pedro, which he spurned. We started so brightly, and not being able to test the keeper, make the goalkeeper work from our shots it's really poor, to be honest, because there have been quite a few good openings that we've not been able to capitalise on at all. The referee's obviously not helping. I mean, Schär's going past with Stuart Atwell and arguing his case.
This is ridiculous, mate. Interviewing the managers at half time.
That's the money in football. It's one of the time Sky paid a lot of money in literally one question and that one answer.
His side taking that 1 goal advantage into half time.
Yeah, not great.
The goal itself next.
Not great from Nick Pope. But yeah, we've got 15 minutes to kill. We'll get a few of the comments in as well. We'll talk about the Champions League a little bit more, because it's the one thing that we really like talking about is Newcastle United in the Champions League. Andy, it's Milan up first at the San Siro. The last time Milan took on Newcastle, I don't even think you were born. It was in 2000. It was in the Milan, and it was 2003.
He's 26.
You're 26. You're 26.
I am 26. Yeah.
I'm absolutely gobsmacked. You look like
With that haircut.
This is so hard to hear. I'm 26, but I've got the looks of a 70-year-old.
Honestly, absolutely amazed. Alan Shearer scored twice. Newcastle drew 2-2 at the San Siro. What a day, Sam.
Yeah, gutted we couldn't hold on. Ivan Cordoba with a towering header.
Get the likes in as well, guys. As well, if we can get 100 likes, that'll be mint. That'll be really, really good. We'll start things off there. Sam, Dortmund, Milan, Paris Saint-Germain. It's just amazing. It's incredible.
Can't play like that though.
We can't play like that, but I have to be honest, the St James's games in particular are going to be special occasions. They're certainly worth £55 a ticket now.
Yes, I mean the home form is going to be key, but what I would put to you is, do you think, like last season when we had our dip, that may or may not have been because of all the attention on the Carabao Cup final, do you think that that's the case with this Champions League run?
I think it's a very good question. I'll ask the same question to Andy in a second, but I think it's slightly different because obviously there's 6 games. It's not just a one-off game where you win a trophy, where even after 6 games you're not guaranteed a trophy, of course. That's the Champions League so difficult.
But it's just as much prestige.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Look, to see Newcastle United play AC Milan, Paris Saint-Germain, Borussia Dortmund, we've never played those three teams in a competitive game at any point. So that just shows you how big the games are. I can't wait. I generally can't wait. I'm doing all I can to make sure I can get every single game I can pretty much get to. 5 people ringing.
This is what we did last time, Johnny. We talk a little bit about half-time, then we have a little 5-minute break. And then we come back for the second half.
Oh, right.
Do you not watch NFTV?
I don't watch half-time.
That's why we have a break. Because everyone has goes and gets a drink and has a toilet.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's have a 5-minute break. Carl, whenever you're ready.
Don't go anywhere, smash the like. Love you.
Run to the
And we are back here at the Junction, the Green King pub. Remember, every televised Newcastle game will be at the Green King, any Green King pub in the UK. We are here at the Junction, in the heart of the city centre, where it is Brighton Hove Albion 1, Newcastle United 0. Sam, second half, we need to kick up the backside.
Don't we just? Couple of changes maybe. It's just not quite clicking, is it? Whether that's we've lost a bit of balance in the team, losing a bit of the midfield cover with like evoking memories of maybe last season at Villa when we people realised just what an asset Sean Longstaff is to this team. I don't know, although Tonali's been superb, something's just not quite working at the moment.
William says we need a Diaby moment. I miss a Diaby moment.
Yeah, but we didn't get him and we got Harvey Barnes instead. So
what? People will say, look, why did we not get this player? Why did we not get that player? Is it a bit unfair to say that after 45 minutes of football, after the transfer window?
It was tough now, isn't it? And well, it was for a while. They've made their bed, and look, we can't not criticise our recruitment whatsoever, because it's been absolutely exceptional since the takeover. It's just we just don't look like we have the same oomph and we did have games like this last season. Let's not have short memories, and let's not jump on a very negative bandwagon, because things are still ace and we've got so much to look forward to.
Is it fair to say that we need to make a change?
Yeah, things aren't working on the wings. I'd be inclined to bring Wilson on and move Isaac out to the left.
It's an interesting discussion, and I'll tell you what.
I think it works well when we're chasing a game.
I totally agree. I'll tell you what I really like. I really like a pint. Thank you very much.
Oh, look at this.
Cheers to everybody in the comments as well. Wilson's getting a lot of comments. There's a lot of people saying get Wilson on as soon as possible. Some people just said time to drop Pope, give Dubravka a chance. A bit harsh considering the fact he's made.
I mean, he had 4 years of being number one. So look, keepers make errors.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting now. Sean Longstaff's been mentioned at half time. Really interesting to see if he gets promoted, if he gets brought on at half time. Ellie Anderson, for me, I would like to see Ellie Anderson. I really, really would. I think he'd be a phenomenal player to bring on. I think we need a bit of energy in the midfield. I think we need somebody with a little bit of legs. Not that Tonali, Bruno and Joe Little doesn't work, but is this a game for Elliot Anderson, potentially?
Yeah, with the rumours of Joe Linton might possibly not being fit, one would assume that Sean Longstaff would just slot in as the kind of next midfielder, but Elliot Anderson, for me, pre-season form was head and shoulders above pretty much everyone else, and he would definitely deserve his chance on the left-hand side of the three of the midfield, to be fair.
Lewis has said this needs to be the half. This needs to be the team for the next half. Pope and goal, Trippier, Lascelles, Shaw, Byrne, Hall, Tonali, Bruno, Joe Gordon, Isaac. I don't think we'll see that in the second half, but it will be interesting to see. We've got Andy Badger's getting the drinks in. Andy, we don't know if there's going to be any substitutions, but should there be substitutions? Should there be some substitutions?
I'd have Miggy off, put Gordon off onto the right and bring Barnes on. Apart from that, there's not much more you can do. We are very, very weak on that left side of the defence.
My point was maybe bring Wilson on and move Isaac out to the left.
Would you do that?
I don't know, because every time we've played Isaac on the left, I don't think it's been great. I think it's good. It's been alright when it's been Wilson and Isaac playing up top together, but when you shift them out onto the left, I think he's more comfortable playing through the centre. So probably Miggy's been the weak link for me so far. He's not looked with it. He's not looked like he's in the right position half the time. So I'll have Miggy off, play Gordon on that right hand side, and play Barnes on the left.
We haven't had any confirmation that there has been any substitutions left. Get in the comments, what Champions League games are you going to? How many would you like to get to? How many would you like to try and get to? Will be interesting. Sean Longstaff Looks like he will be coming on at half-time. Callum Wilson as well. Gonna be interesting. Just to recap the scores today: Sheffield United 2, Everton 2. It was the same. It was Desmond at Brentford 2, Bournemouth 2. Chelsea 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Burnley 2, Spurs 5, Manchester City 5. Fulham 1, Haaland hat-trick. Fantasy Premier League captains will be delighted with that. And also, last night, Luton Town 1, West Ham United 2. Getting thumbs up. Andy's got some friends.
Oh, friends! Oh, friends! Friends! Oh, Green Cake Pub friends! Special friends!
Sound effect incoming.
I think Sam will be relieved that it's just Liam behind us this week.
What will Eddie Howe do? Has he made any substitutions?
I think he'll give him 10 minutes.
I would be surprised. I think if any of the midfield aren't feeling it, Eddie Howe's not afraid to bring any of them on at this moment in time. Let's have a little look. I know the three midfielders we've seen in shots, so they will definitely be starting the second half. Mike says we are not good enough. We need to step up in the second half. Come on the tune. Tony says no movements and very slow tempo on the ball. Bill says Howe's really messed up in the transfer market. Lewis says needs to be a back three without Botman. We cannot play a back four. David says we have a long way to go, especially going on the last 2.5 games. Hopefully we will hit the heights we have become accustomed to in recent months. It's still moving forward with this football club. And Andy Gray, is it the Andy Gray? I'll be surprised. Wilson needed, Anderson needed. We'll see what happens in the second half, which we are just about to see Newcastle kick off, and they have just kicked off.
No changes.
No changes for Newcastle United. Bruno to Isaac. Make sure you hit that like button, boys and girls. We want to try and get as many likes as possible. Believe it or not, if you press this like button now, right, Newcastle are going to score a goal. You are going to see a reaction.
Oh, we got the sound effect ready for a goal as well.
Matt Targett on the left-hand side, who I think's been okay. I don't think he's been horrendous by any
Broadly
stretch.
fine.
Are we asking too much to be able to celebrate a goal in this lovely Green King pub?
I know. It's what? It's cursed.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Fabian Schär with the ball. He always likes that long diagonal pass.
First 15 minutes of this half is absolutely crucial, because otherwise Howie's going to ring the changes, and we might actually see some players dropped for the first game back.
Target looks for Gordon. Gordon does pretty well, but kind of gives it up in the end. So it will be
our forward play has been surprisingly slow for us, I would say.
Given the pace we have up front as well.
Let's see if he subs Bruno, says Hayden. Chris has said made a howling error not getting Addison. I'm assuming he means Madison.
Are we on in and out? We've lost the light.
Oh my god. Lights out, all out. Take
Hey,
me
I
out.
feel right at home, yeah. Lights going out halfway through.
Well, that was a good show back in the day, Take Me Out. No lights here. No light here. Joe Linton.
Does he look fit to you, Joe Linton?
I think there was a bit of form.
It's not my cup of tea, but Bruno.
Bruno is he? Too right.
Tonali with the ball. Lovely ball to Target. If anybody looks like doing something from our midfield, it is Sandro Tonali.
Yeah, 100%.
Could it be an option, like one of the comments said there, right, taking Bruno off, shifting Tonali into the centre of the centre, and Longstaff taking up his
Bruno
usual position.
Good play. Right hand side is Trippier. Sorry, it's Miguel. I do apologise. Bruno to Sandro Tonali. Again, kind of just trapped a little bit in the box. That's a foul.
I mean, Brighton did have 8 players back in their 18-yard box alone for our attack.
We've just not looked ourselves since the 65th minute against Liverpool.
No, we haven't.
While I was at the bar, I was told that we looked a Newcastle side from about 4 years ago, which in the first half probably hard to disagree with.
That's from the past. James Milner has been readying on, the former Newcastle man. Hard to imagine that he actually played for Newcastle 19 years ago. Under Bobby Robson.
He did.
That's a Bobby Robson signing. He also signed Patrick Cliver, his son, who plays for Bournemouth now, Justin. Can you name any of the signings of that summer?
Was that the summer we sold Gary Speed?
It was, yes.
So we got Nicky Butt.
But
That came probably a year too soon.
Yeah, possibly. Favourite James Milner moment on a Newcastle shirt? The screamer against Manchester United.
Yeah, he's a player we didn't fully utilise really. He never got.
Kevin Keegan was a big fan of him.
I was a big fan of him. Of all the teams to sell him to as well.
Yeah, £12 million to Aston Villa, which was very surprising. It's the main reason why Kevin Keegan left the football club. One of the main reasons. Tonali's a playmaker, so he needs to be right in the middle, says Aiden. Bill says should have still Targett in the cells when he had the chance. Longstaff on from Bruno. Well strained, we look so unfit. I just think the point that you made, Sam, was actually a really valid point, Andy. I'd like to get your thoughts on this. When a team plays 4-2-3-1, when a team like Brighton plays 4-2-3-1, we're struggling.
Yeah, they are. Like I say, we've just not looked ourselves since the 65th minute against Liverpool. It's dry. There's nothing there quick. Creatively, it's all very much slow building up. We look a shadow of ourselves, really.
I mean, we could easily match them with a 4-2-3-1 as well. There's no stopping us from putting Bruno and Tonali in as the two, and then shifting Joe Linton to the left.
Do you not think it's a case that that's what we are doing now? If you look at the shot that we've got, it's a little bit like 4-5-1.
Yeah, but that's not working.
If you were to go 4-2-3-1 though, would you take? I think you would.
I don't think you'd have to take anyone off.
I don't know. I think maybe as that creative number 10, maybe Joe Linton would be the one you would have to sacrifice, push Gordon into the 10, bring Barnes out on the left.
Yeah, you could.
But for me at the minute, Miggy isn't doing it. I know I said it a lot last week, but it's just Miggy isn't with it, and I can guarantee if anyone's going to score our equaliser, it'll now be Miggy.
Don't care who gets it, so long as it bloody comes.
Newcastle giving the ball away.
But it does not look likely at all, does it?
I think there has to be a change made sooner rather than later. Stuart Atwell says, no, that's not a foul on Sandro Tonali, so it's going to be a throw-in.
Can someone show Miguel Almiron compilation
How is
of
that Almiron's
Ben Arfa? No, but can someone show him Ben Arfa's best moments in a black and white shirt? Or at least show him how to at least try and kick the ball with his right foot.
Ben Arfa would go missing for games as well. Let's not have rose-tinted spectacles.
It's just frustrating how much of a one-footed player Miggy is.
Completely, yeah. It is, but...
Ferguson gets past Dan Burn. Will he have a strike or will he look for the pass? He decides to do neither really and gets the ball in. Very kind of him. And Poe decides to give the ball to Gordon, but it looked like he was giving it to absolutely nobody, I'm not going to lie. Joe Linton wasn't really expecting it, I have to be honest. Oh, don't lose it in there, Joe, don't lose it in there.
Well battled.
Very well.
Oh, Matt Targett!
Sonny Marsh down on the right-hand side to João Pedro, but well played by Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno just get rid of it, 6 yards out. Bruno just get rid of it! Jesus, wet! What are we doing?
He's actually done really well there. One thing and he was offside. One thing you'll say about Bruno, he does not panic on the ball.
No, we just panicked instead.
Oh yeah, but you remember that when you first got introduced into the team and like battling relegation and whatnot, and he's in there cool as a cucumber, and we're all sweating cobs because he's playing with the ball in front of a goal 6 yards out, but he knows what he's doing.
He does.
By the way, I am loving this. I feel like a guest on the Greenwood and Milner show.
Right, Biggie to Targett on the left-hand side, driving a little bit. Gordon.
Now he's got some space. Oh, poor! That was really poor. first time he gets in a little bit of space, a simple pass out wide, and he hits the Brighton man.
I would have been happier if he just drove at them there.
Yeah.
You're more likely to catch them. I think if you start driving at them now, you're more likely to catch them up because we're having all game.
What happened to this team against Aston Villa? Second half against Aston Villa.
I'm just so confused as to why our build-up play has been so slow. It's so out of character.
2-1 victory.
They've not really made that keeper work, really. He's had one half-decent save, if I'm being honest.
Press.
We just don't look like we know how to apply the pressure.
Gordon's done really well to get back that quick, but
It's a great ball.
That's fantastic.
Through the lines, and Pascal Gross will look at the cross. Ferguson. I am
God, what are you doing?
Jean Pedro, Kieran Trippier. Has
That's
just
a
got
free
away
kick.
with murder there. Why are we being big-headed to think that we can play little passes in our own 6-yard box? Sort this out.
Joe Linton's just as culpable for me.
He is, but Trippier just hit him miles away.
Had visions of Wolves' equaliser last season.
I'm sorry, but that is arrogant. That is arrogant for Newcastle United.
1-0 down
we
and
doing?
playing like that.
Can't even get out of our own bloody half.
He's not a footballer. He got his professional contract in a cereal box.
Howe's got to be thinking about making a change now. 55 minutes in and things have not improved. Changes are needed now. Harvey Barnes should
tempted to
be.
make all 5.
Harvey Barnes should be warming up. Lewis Hall should be warming up. Sean Longstaff should be warming up. Callum Wilson should be warming
Jacob
up.
Murphy
Jacob
definitely
Murphy
should
should be warming up.
10 minutes into the second half and there hasn't been any subs just yet. Right now, so far, so comfortable.
Which team's in the Champions
This is
League again?
pathetic.
It's a corner at Brighton, but I'm not too sure if it was a Brighton player that got the last touch or a Newcastle player. I thought it was a goal kick, I have to be honest.
No, corner. The away end's trying to get behind the team and rouse the lads, but
The away fans deserve better today. Deserve so much better.
It's a good away end at Brighton, isn't it?
Never done it, I have to be honest. One of the only grounds I haven't done in the Premier League. Solly March, left-footed corner, in swinger. And
that'll go out for a goal kick.
goal kick. Ferguson couldn't get his head really on it, couldn't direct it the other way.
Changes, please, Edward.
Yes.
Here we go.
Callum Wilson,
Yes, Elliot Anderson is coming on. Sean Longstaff is coming on. Callum Wilson is coming on.
Who's coming off? I'm going.
Will it be a change of system or will it be?
I have the feeling,
straight
this is Bruno, Joe Linton, and Isaac.
Wouldn't surprise me.
£150 million worth of talent about to be taken off for 2 homegrown players and Callum Wilson.
Tonali. Wouldn't surprise me if Tonali came off because he was taken off last week, wouldn't he? Don't think
Possibly, but he's been. No, Bruno has done well, to be fair.
If he takes Tonali off mine, that's lesson not learned from last weekend.
Joe Linton is coming off.
Joe Linton has to come off. He doesn't look himself.
Ferguson twisting and turning.
Targett's done well to get back, but that is a.
Is that not a yellow card? Is that any different?
Why has the ref waited so long to blow?
Is that any different to Shares? No? Great? Perfect? No, that's fine. Right,
Shares arguing the toss about the very same thing. Joe Linton has to be one of the. And it was the point I was making before about Elliot Anderson's pre-season form, in that if Joe Linton wasn't to start today, Anderson deserved his chance to start on the left-hand side of the 3.
Let's see who's coming off. Joe Linton.
Joe is coming off.
Almiron,
you've got your wish. Does that mean Isaac's going left,
Yeah.
Gordon's going right?
Possibly.
Yeah.
No, Isaac's coming off as well.
Isaac's coming off. Is this a change of system then? Or is that Elliot Anderson going on the wing?
Who knows?
Perhaps. Da-da-da.
Elliot Anderson's going on the wing, he has to.
That's Tonali.
Tonali?
So there's Isaac on the left.
No, Isaac has gone off.
Tonali off.
No, he hasn't. Tonali, Almiron, Joe Linton for Longstaff, Anderson and Wilson. All right.
He had to do something.
And he has. Let's see how this goes. Gordon on the right wing.
Why
Isaac on the
took
left.
Tonali off?
So Isaac's on the left, and Elliot Anderson is in the middle.
No, he's on the left of the. Yeah, he's in the middle, but the left-hand
Yeah.
side of the middle. I think Isak on the left works when we're chasing the game like this.
I think it has. I think you've got to keep both of them on.
Yeah.
Isak gets
And
a corner.
straight away wins a corner. Much better.
Come on, boys. The Junction Pub is getting more lively.
Dan Burn, you are 7'9". Do what you were born for and score a header.
Come on
now.
Here we go.
Big shout out to Carl with all the work today.
BDB.
Absolutely brilliant, getting everything ready for this video. Make sure
He should be at Manchester Arena now.
Make sure you give this video a like. It's corner to
But it's
Newcastle.
Carfeld MOT and bloody strange strikes.
Kieran Trippier, right footed. Let's see how good this is.
Get in.
Keeper doesn't do anything about it. And
It's another corner. It's another corner.
It's a goal kick, I'm afraid.
That was another corner.
Well, Stuart Atwell doesn't think so. Doesn't touch anybody.
That touched Dunk.
That didn't touch Dunk.
Press, Callum. Go.
Here we go again.
Go on, Al. Better!
Shut up! Everybody's not liking in the comments about Tonali being taken off. The fuck's FFS Tonali
How
off.
is Stuart Atwell still officiating at the top level? It's an absolute joke.
Tonali has been our best midfielder, says Chris. Tonali off, awful. This might work with Isak still on the left. Tonali off, don't get it. Ansu Fati is playing for Brighton.
Thank God he's not playing now.
He'd be having a field day today.
Yes, he would.
Don't do anything stupid, man. Targett.
And he hasn't. Nick Pope might.
Oh, he doesn't either. Don't do anything stupid, Kieran Trippier.
Sold Trippier a bit short and now Brighton have...
This is terrible.
Share to Longstaff, he plays it to Bruno. And
Too heavy for Anderson.
Anderson was, it's almost impossible to get control. He nearly did, to be fair. Half an hour plus injury time, we're an hour in. It's Brighton 1, Newcastle United 0. 3 subs made by Eddie Howe. Gave the lads 10 minutes.
Look at Elliot Anderson, absolute lung-busting energy. Same with Sean Longstaff.
Pascal Gross doing the better though. He's still Pascal Gross gets through nearly 4 or 5 players there. Well done from Anderson, even though he didn't know nothing about it. Longstaff looking for Callum Wilson.
Great ball.
Isak against Van Hecker. Still Alexander Isak. Still Alexander Isak. The defender does very, very well. And it's a corner to Newcastle. We are knocking on the door, Sam.
Someone knocking on the door.
Somebody ringing the bell.
Don't want to hear the bell end.
He will be the Fresh Prince.
Where's the sound effect? You do it for when Johnny makes a pun. I said bell end. Thank you.
Corner to Newcastle.
Honestly.
Can it be better? They're all getting attracted to the goalkeeper, which is very interesting. Dan Boone right on the goalkeeper's footsteps with Estepinian. Keeper just about
Get there.
Go down, Cher. Just go down. Get the little touch and go down. Let the referee make a decision. Gilmore does really well. But Newcastle get away.
Targett did well there as well, to be fair.
Subs have made an impact. Isak on the left is certainly working, Andy. Isak on the left.
Yeah, I think everyone was obviously a bit good when we lost Maximin, but we've got that bit shown, bit flair through Isak and Gordon on the left-hand side. I don't think Maximin was going to be a massive miss when he left. Isak shown, I mean, especially against Everton last season, he was fantastic coming in from that left-hand side. Hopefully he can replicate it now.
Free kick! How
Stuart
does that
Atwell
not get
hates
given?
us, by the way.
How does that not get given as a free kick? That didn't go out. Piss off.
Stuart Atwell is by far and away the worst referee in this league.
Standard of officiating lately has just gone down the toilet.
Bloody hell, Brighton fans are chanting.
I thought they were chanting Everton.
No, you know when it's Everton because they're either wooing or booing.
Woo!
Dan Burn, the former Brighton man, got a goal in St James's Park in Newcastle. Definitely need a goal at the Amex. Running down the wing, got in. Next time Jonathan, got in.
We're all going Germany.
He said Germany, that's like that.
We'll put on the both.
We're all going to Paris.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Ooh, that's a bit short. That's better. That's
talking
fine.
about Carl?
That's fine. Gordon to Bruno.
We're going delirious.
That's better.
Isaac on the left-hand side. Eddie Anderson is in the middle, a little bit of space. He's driving into the box, but most of the ball, unfortunately. Brighton doing really well. Sonny March doing really well. He's had a good game. He's doing really well again. Pedro, Ferguson to the right. He has
Matoma's got space.
That's a poor ball. If I was a Brighton fan, I'd be disappointed.
That's well cleared up by Boone, to be fair. I don't like that.
Don't like that from Elliot Anderson, I'm afraid. Pascal Gross. Brighton just calming it down a little bit. Steady possession from Brighton, nothing really happening so far. Newcastle, I think Newcastle have been marginally better since the subs have been brought on. That was such a chance, such an opportunity, but through the lines, and Evan Ferguson will have a shot, and it's a great finish from Evan Ferguson. And that is Brighton and Hove Albion 2, Newcastle United 0. Brighton get their second goal of the game.
Christ, how are they allowing him to shoot from there?
The Irishman, 25 yards out, curling effort, bottom corner. I think that's good night Vienna. It's Brighton Hove Albion 2, Newcastle United 0, 65 minutes in, Sam Mulder.
Absolutely pathetic.
I don't like football anymore.
I mean, Brighton have been head and shoulders.
This is easily, by far and away, the worst we've played under Howe.
I don't know about that.
It was just, to be fair, really easy for Brighton. It was a strong touch from Gilmour, but he gets it past Bruno Guimaraes.
And then we'd lost our shape.
And Evan Ferguson has the whole of Brighton to take a shot 25 yards out. And to beat Nick Pope from there, fair play, it's a great finish right in the side netting. And that's 2-0
Pope was
to
nowhere.
Hopeless.
Pope doesn't get anywhere near it.
It's a great finish. Great finish. Great finish from Brighton, 2-0. Borderline embarrassing. Roberto De Zerbi doesn't over-celebrate. Still 25 minutes left in the game. But I'm sure a lot of Newcastle fans watching this game think it's a game over. Really poor. Really poor. Can Newcastle retaliate? Can they get anything back? They've not really looked like it in the second half, truth be told. Brighton have been a better team so far on this.
Yeah, you can't argue. We haven't made their keeper work at all.
Nobody just. Can anybody take the bull by the horns a little bit? Callum Wilson, can he? It's so lucky, but Ellie Anderson picks up the chance now to Alexander Isak on the left hand side, but Ellie Anderson will have the overlap. Still Elliot Anderson crosses it back. It was a great ball. Gordon! Massive chance. Put it in the net! Massive chance, and Gordon drags it wide. It was great football for Newcastle. It was great football. Elliot Anderson picked it in the middle.
It hasn't been Gordon's day today.
On the half of the pitch, Isak. Anderson on the overlap, plays it back, and
that is a shit shot.
Poor. So poor.
Fucking hell, that was crap.
Saying that, is there a penalty potentially on Callum Wilson there? Let's have a look. When Anderson plays the ball back, Lewis Dunk
takes a look at it.
Oh, I tell you what, that's a penalty. That's a penalty.
No, check complete. Checking badge.
Oh, dear.
We're not going to give that because we don't want to embarrass Stewart because he didn't know it.
Because they'll give a foul for that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, the empty noise.
Targett.
What did we say about the international break and we needing the international break?
Reset and start again, I think.
Sherman has been booked.
Looks like it's going to be 3 points in the first 12, Andy. Definitely below par.
I think we need the international break to reset. It's just
That makes this Brentford game
City was a lot off.
absolutely huge.
But after the first half of Liverpool, this has been so poor and not look like Newcastle United at all. I don't know what's going on, but it's just we're not pressing like we usually do. We've not got that intensity. That would have been perfect time.
No, Brighton have got so much space on the counter. João Pedro's got so much space to run into. He's got 2 men over. Fortunately, we held it up a little bit.
The reason why I said that is because the goalkeeper just flicked it past Gordon. So nonchalant, I have to be honest, but any sort of touch and it's been the back of the net.
Two today already. With Simon, Arteta in Holland, for Ferguson making a hat-trick and hat-tricks.
It just shows that teams who actually win the Amex have done really well. Like West Ham and Indies have done something like this.
Intelligence, it's given them a really tough time.
Away and still in fine voice.
Always is.
I'd like to see Lewis Hall at left back now instead of Targett, and maybe Murphy or Barnes to come on in place of Gordon. It hasn't been his day.
The thing is that there's still quite a lot of time left in the game. If Newcastle could get one back instead of giving the ball away every single time.
Here's Sonny March.
That would certainly help, but yeah, keep your comments coming in. Howe's been found out, apparently can't get any worse. Matoma, still Matoma, looking for Ferguson, who's on a hat-trick. Ferguson, it's
He's got the hat-trick, it's been deflected.
Deflected, 3-0, game over. Game well and truly over. It's a hat-trick for Evan Ferguson, 70 minutes on the clock. Brighton 3, Newcastle 9-0. Don't know who it comes off. There's a shot on the edge of the box from Ferguson. It might have been Dan Burn, the former Brighton man. It's now Fabian Schär. 3-0 to Brighton and Hove Albion. Game, set, and the match.
Been punished. Absolutely punished. Such an abject display. Howe and Tyndall are looking down at the ground and wondering what the hell's just hit them. It's hard to go again, and after such a magnificent season last season, it is only early days. The results, I mean, we got a point.
I'm sorry, but I'm not. Fabian Schär, it's just so lazy. It's so lazy. When you watch the replay, just sticks a leg out. Not even bothered. Watch this. Ferguson. No, I'm not bothered. I'm sorry. I think that's really lazy.
It is.
Really lazy.
Howe will be showing him that on the training ground. That reminds me of Dyer on the back post at Barcelona all them years ago. Absolutely terrible. Now De Zerbi celebrates. He knows the game's won. Absolutely pathetic display.
It's a long trip back home for the Newcastle United fans. Going back with no points.
It did look like he was heading for the flat post.
Saying that, Isak's done well down the left-hand side. Still Isak. Shot blocked.
Can't even get a fucking shot away.
we cannot play football in Saudi-inspired kits. Stop giving us them, please.
Tickets are still on sale for Saudi Arabia games at St James's Park.
So
surely there has to be odds on for Just Stop Oil to have interventions in there. So Saudi Arabia's friendlies over here.
Well, they'll be grateful for the ticket sales.
Rumour has Harry has an orange T-shirt ready to come on.
I might have to run on with a sign saying, well, in fact, I'm in Spain, so I'm not. I'm going to go and just have a break from total football. I'm not going to watch any of the international break and just forget football's a sport. But if anyone wants to run on with a sign saying, please sign us a right winger, I'd be more than happy.
I think we'll need a centre back now if we didn't need one before.
It's good thing the transfer window shut yesterday. Press the hammer the like button if you can, just to give us a little bit of hope in life. It is a bit more depressing in the Junction Pub here in the city centre of Newcastle. The next game is against Brentford. It was meant to be Sunday the 17th of September, but that will be moved because Newcastle played AC Milan on the 19th, who are absolutely shaking in their boots after seeing Newcastle out today. I'll tell you what, Matoma almost done Fabian Schär.
Schär's living dangerously, yeah.
Reality check.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. It was a reality check against Manchester City, to be honest. And that's absolutely...
We could get a red card here. That's what normally happens when things get frustrating. Something normally boils over.
Bring the cells on for sure. Lascelles is coming on, and so is Alexander Isak. He's coming off, sorry, Harvey Barnes.
This better be for Matt Targett.
It's not for...
It's Shaw, wasn't it?
Shaw. Harvey Barnes is coming on for Alexander Isak, who's not really had much joy later today. Save his legs. And Matt Targett is coming off actually for Jamal Lascelles.
So Burns going to go over to left back, yet Lewis Hall, Tino Livramento, you know, the ones you've just spent, what, £50 million on?
It is Targett off.
Lee Lawler, the rest can F off.
50th appearance in the Premier League in his
Lee
career.
drove through the night for this game.
This could be more.
Good tracking back from Anthony Gordon.
One team certainly had a reaction from
Gordon's
last week's
been our best
defeat.
player.
Who?
Gordon. Not that there's much to pick out of, but it's the only one that's maybe ever looked like doing anything. He's still tracking back.
Tonali was our best player and he got to go.
Why is he still taking him off? Why has he not learned his lesson from last week? That's what I want to know. Why is he taking Tonali off?
He scored 4 in a 4-2 victory against them. It's a second victory at Newcastle.
Has he got anybody to pass to? He does. He has. Harvey Barnes, what can he do?
Harvey Barnes.
It's a cross/slash shot.
It wasn't going anywhere.
Defended. And it's a game of, will Brighton be on the counter-attack? No, they won't, because Keane should be can get past, but it's a slip. Longstaff. Longstaff has the ball between Wilson and Gordon. Right, bang it in the middle.
Absolutely.
That was so poor.
I found that pass offensive.
This is the worst in a long time I've seen us play football. I don't think we win this bad at Villa away.
Dan Burns in trouble here. Dan Burn, the former Brighton Manchester United.
All of those Newcastle defenders.
I miss winning.
They've got around at times.
Huh?
I miss winning.
I miss winning.
It's really nice when you're winning.
It's great.
I'm not used to this losing malarkey.
I can't believe that they've lost the first 3 out of the first 4 games. If someone said that to me after Aston Villa, I'd be like, well, half a chance.
And now you're bringing on a pacey Tarek Lamptey to attack
Trivia
Dan
time.
Burn, who's on a yellow
Trivia
card.
time. So, this is my only little bit of football trivia that I like to spiel. But did you know that Tarek Lamptey was the smallest Premier League player to be sent off? That record was broken in the same season. But by who?
Lissandro Martinez.
Ryan Fraser away at Sheffield.
Small margins.
Very small margins. Ryan Fraser, of course, lost 5-0 today.
We're going back to being depressed now.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I think Billy Gilmore's been the best player on the park for Brighton today. I know Evan Ferguson's
You know Ferguson's got a hat-trick here.
Yeah. I think Gilmore's been that good. I honestly do. Look at that, man.
Eddie Howe's
Look at
biggest
that.
concern would be mentioned the lucky clean sheets at the start. The start of last season, they were giving themselves a
I think Howe's 4-3-3 has been found out, says Barry.
I agree.
There's a Liverpool fan in the comments saying, let's talk about 6, baby.
Why?
I don't know why you're watching Newcastle, to be fair.
Can't get a life instead.
I miss Sven.
In this Sven.
I mean, at this point, I miss bloody Davide Santon.
I liked him.
I did. I've never seen anyone come as close to scoring long-range goals as him without actually scoring.
Nice to see Jamal Lascelles playing, you know. After that fighting performance after the Manchester City game. Allegedly. Go on, Newcastle. We might score here. No, we won't. Oh, Stuart Atwell gives a free kick to Brighton. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. 78 minutes on the clock, Newcastle.
What's on the other channel?
Do you know what? Nothing.
Boxing.
Oh yeah,
the boxing. Should we do a boxing watch along as well?
Boxing watch along. Who's going to win?
Can I just point out that was actually a foul on Bruno?
Yeah, but let's be honest, it's true that way.
Just, yeah. I mean, Newcastle have been second best, but Jesus Christ.
Do you ever just wish you had one of them remotes from Click?
Yeah.
What a film, by the way.
I think Stuart Atwell will be taking in the championship on the first week back for the international break.
Republic of Ireland don't want to take him a knock either.
Gateshead are on the telly. Yeah, put the Gateshead game on. That's the big game.
Yeah.
Were they playing Oldham or something? I think it was Oldham. The man of the match for Newcastle was Carl Bryant. After his stellar performance, getting this all set up. Oh dear. Yes, you look really, really good. You look really good. You look really good. You look really good.
This Ferguson.
We're getting taught a lesson here, like.
This is hopefully this is just a massively off day. And that's all I can take it for, because this has been.
We're getting getting rude.
Just kick them.
When was the last time this happened? Not under Howe. This has never been done under Howe.
This is by far the worst performance under Howe. By far and away.
It'd be nice to see someone put a little bit of pressure on.
Just looks so disjointed.
Put a bit of pressure on, honestly.
This is embarrassing, really.
Just the wrong side of the line.
No, wait. Is this the way to Bruce yet, or
James Milner and Adam Lallana are coming on now, two midfielders with a combined age of 604. Solly March has been very good today, he's going off.
Ferguson coming off.
Do you know Brighton are paying Adam Lallana 90 grand a week?
90 grand a week? How much are they paying you for today?
Don't even get started.
Loads of Liverpool fans in the comments, by the way.
Why?
I don't know. It's like, do you know what it is? It's like the lesser of two evils. Liverpool taking Aston Villa tomorrow.
Ah. Yeah, is there any way then both them teams can lose?
I don't know, but they'll both be going, oh, you're such a big club. Oh, you're amazing.
Especially off the back of that painful Liverpool defeat.
You see that picture of the two boys like kissing with the club's badge. The badges that touch it after literally going to Liverpool and Aston Villa tomorrow.
Looking to catch Brighton, something approaching top four.
Bruno Guimaraes with the ball for Newcastle.
81 minutes gone. We've had a slow start, but I still think we can get the win.
Well,
actually,
looking for the ball away. And Targett has possession.
I think it's more likely to be 4-0 at this rate.
Jeremy Boyce, again, all that. Champions League, waits for me.
Apart from Roma, who aren't in the Champions League.
Minor detail.
It's catchy.
Do your research.
Don't get us wrong, it's catchy. Roma aren't in the Champions League.
I actually know the bloke who actually made up that song, but it wasn't Junior Turner.
Was it not?
No. His name shall not be revealed. Lamptey has decided to get past.
Lamptey's done Dan Burner. Or is it? Well, either way, he's on a yellow as well.
Yeah, he's just managed to get away with that.
Oh!
Get him off! Get him off! Is that going to be a yellow card?
Get him off the field!
Oh my God!
Bloody hell!
A Brighton player
You haven't even boot the other players, have you?
What is going on? He's decided to give a yellow card to Targett Lamptey.
To be fair, Lamptey has absolutely saved Fabian Schär though.
Oh, he definitely has. Though.
If he goes down there, that's a second yellow for Schär.
Yeah.
That was poor, very poor from Shaw, mind.
He has that in his locker though. He can lose his head.
We should have been sent off.
Well,
He knows full well there. Look at his face as he hit the ground.
He's gone down, held his leg, and as soon as it's not gone in, he's got back up.
Do you know if you're Jamal Lascelles or Harvey Barnes and the manager says, right, I want to bring these on after being 3-0 down, what do you think?
Yeah, cheers, boss.
Is it worth the appearance for you?
Yes.
Not for you it is, isn't it?
Well, what are there from your ivory fucking tower?
No, you've got the mansion, not me.
I haven't.
Well, I've got a three semi-detached manor house.
Yeah.
We just look shadow of ourselves here, don't we?
I think that's being kind. Come on, keep it in. Keep it in.
He's give up
keep
on
it
it.
in.
Just nothing's happening. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We don't look like they're doing anything.
It's the Dan Ashworth derby.
He does not look happy. He does not look happy. He's only little, isn't he?
Pardon?
He's only little.
He looks
He's only a
fuming.
little man. I'm a big fan of Dan Ashworth.
Yeah.
Can't really say the same thing about the players today. Mind, we have played worse.
And Brighton are a good team. I mean, I know their striker scored a hat-trick today, but they're probably a 20 goals a season striker away from being a top 4 side themselves.
Ferguson could be that 20 goal man.
He could, yeah, he absolutely could.
Fixtures don't actually look that good for Brighton at the moment.
Next 3 games in the Premier League are Brentford, Sheffield United and Burnley.
Starting here
Has to be 9 points.
5 of last season's top 7.
Brentford, Sheffield United, Burnley. So 9 points.
It's got to be. It's got to be. I think we need the international break to reset now. I think the last 3 games, City, like I said before, was a bit of a scapegoat. You don't expect anything when you go down the Etihad, but to lose the way we did against Liverpool, to turn up the way we have at the Amex today, something needs to change. Something needs to change quickly, because if we've got ambitions of getting to where we finished last season, we're miles off it at the minute.
We've got a free kick. James Milner's just hacked down Anthony Gordon. He's got a yellow card for it. I think James Milner's like 30 appearances off the all-time Premier League record.
Yeah.
I think he'll do it as well, actually.
Yeah.
In Europe for Newcastle.
Can Newcastle get a consolation? That would
Nope.
be nice.
Well, yeah, John Joe Shelby's going to get one. This game's suddenly reminded me of Norwich under Steve Bruce. When we got Timu Puki'd. That was bad.
That was a bad day.
Maybe John Joe Shelby will pop up out of nowhere from Nottingham reserves. Jamal Lascelles' left foot,
Smashing finish.
20 yards over the crossbar. That's
Just like
my
to see a
prediction.
chance, to be honest. Like half decent one. Trippy with the free kick. Fabian Schär heads it back.
The goalkeeper has caught the football for the first time today.
We have had a header on target. Ish. Same time next week, boys.
Why, we're England playing?
I will be in lovely Espanol this time next week.
I'll be at work.
I don't know what I'm doing next weekend. I'll watch England. Yeah. Get in. Can't wait to watch Harry Maguire and Jordan Henderson.
Why? He was doing that a lot against Liverpool as well. I just don't get it.
I think I'll watch Spain play while I'm away. I just can't be bothered with England. Just no team that I support. I don't want to watch them for at least a week. Just have a little football refresh, a little football rehab.
Just don't kiss the players after the game. Wouldn't recommend that.
Still singing that.
Shut up.
We finished yet?
Lighting change.
Pascal Gross coming off for Brighton. And unlike his name, he's actually done pretty well there. It wasn't a gross performance. It wasn't a gross performance by Pascal.
Well, that's the reason why he's been called up for Germany.
Doing a joke thing every time I say a joke.
Well, at least Green King do a lovely selection of alcohol beverages to drown out sorrows.
They do. Good beer,
good
good food, good people. Thanks to the staff again here at the Junction.
Yeah, they've been fantastic.
We are well looked after. As will you be if you go into any one of Green King's 900 UK pubs up and down the land.
Next televised game for Newcastle is meant to be Brentford, but that will be changed, I would imagine. Whether it'll be on television or not, I'm not too sure. But the next televised game is AC Milan versus Newcastle United. That will be on every Green King pub Tuesday, the 19th of September, live at your nearest Green King pub. Absolutely fantastic.
5:45 kickoff as well, UK.
Yeah, 5:45 in the UK, and the first home game is against Paris Saint-Germain. Kylian Mbappe is coming to the team. As Newcastle United take on PSG, it's an 8 o'clock kick-off.
I think we need Sven Botman back for that game. Something's telling me.
Yeah. Estepinian, Matoma.
It's going to be 4-0. It's going to be 4-0.
And it's a chance, it's a great challenge by Fabian Schär.
We got it away. No, we haven't.
Estepinian, left-footed, still keeps the ball inside the box. You can still hear Newcastle fans, fair play.
Few empty seats though, look at them. Do you reckon people have just bought the seat for their loyalty point?
No, I think they've just probably left some.
No, there was a few at the start.
Who knows?
There's a lot of empty seats in the home end.
They expect more now.
Now Fabian Schär's hobbling.
Sorry, I've got an international break in it.
International breaks are underrated.
Do you know when it gets to like something like this? It gets to about Tuesday, Wednesday, like, I get it, I'm quite happy. You get a Thursday or Friday for an international break, like, for God's sake.
Where have they got 7 minutes added time from?
I don't know.
Make it stop.
This is torturous. I'd rather spend my time fishing around for NFTs.
Actually,
I'm not going to lie, lads, since half time all I've wanted to do is pull out an A4 pad to just draw on.
A4 pad?
Just pass the time.
Well,
what's your favourite animal to draw?
Probably a magpie, but we're dawdling around with it in our own box again. Someone will let one in. Or he could draw a magpie like one of his French girls.
I love scribbling magpies.
Is that a euphemism? Oh no, that's Sunderland.
Yeah, free kick.
Newcastle have an FK from the halfway.
Dope.
From the halfway, even. Oh, we've got 5.5 minutes left to play. Where's Florian Lejeune when you need him?
Where's Fabrice Pancram when you need him?
I don't know. Follow him on Instagram though.
Ellie Anderson with a lovely ball towards Callum.
That is a lovely ball.
Go on, Callum. Go on,
Go on, Cal! Yes! The comeback's on! The comeback is on!
Come on! Hey.
We're not going home yet! With the cheer on!
There's 5 minutes left, we've got a chance.
Remember when I said before we started, I hope we can celebrate a goal today.
Where is Florian Lejeune? Give me Florian Lejeune now!
Hey, Callum Wilson. Oh, dear me. Great finish. Let's talk about the goal, actually. Chest it down, takes it past Van Hecker, outside of the foot, inside the box, past the goalkeeper. Brighton 3, Newcastle United 1. Is the comeback on, Andy?
England squad.
Probably not.
Sam is the comeback on.
The question is, though, now, I think, is does Wilson start the next game?
I think so.
What did he start to England against Ukraine next weekend? Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
Would you grumble at an Isak on the left, Wilson in the middle, and Gordon on the right front three?
I wouldn't grumble at that.
I wouldn't grumble at that.
Do you know what? There's a chance, yeah.
Shut up.
To be fair, it would be funny if we could get another one. I know it's unlikely, but you never know. You never know. Jamal Lascelles passes it to Fabian Shea, who's playing on the left side centre back. Lascelles moves to the right.
I mean, if we are going to get another one, we have to, like,
Get
you
it
know,
now.
attack.
Attack. Free kick to Newcastle. 3.5 minutes to go. If you get it in the box, get it in the box.
Smash the like
Just
button
put
for the
it in
comeback.
the net, man. Hey, it could have been. Well, it's the same as last week, isn't it? I mean, you look at the chances Isak had in the first half, early doors.
Seriously, if we get another
If they'd
goal,
went in, it's the same as had Harvey Barnes squared it to Wilson last week. It's
Kieran Trippier with the free kick. There's actually a chance for Newcastle to get it in the box.
Not with that, it's not.
Direction.
Poor ball.
shoot.
Well, he's going to
He's gonna have another go.
He's going to have another attempt. Trippier.
That's a bit better.
You're looking for Burn.
One of you. Oh, we've got a man down injured.
Got a man down.
And it's a proper injury as well, because he went down off the ball.
And it's Bruno.
What? Oh! Yellow card for the Brighton midfielder. The Hood.
Oh, it's Fabian Shea.
It's Fabian Shea, he's got cramp.
These days, let's try and influence the referee's decision making.
Mahmoud Dahoud.
Let's learn.
We've got Mahmoud and Dahoud. I think that's probably the best one of the day. I said we've got Mahmoud.
Fabian Shea struggling on.
Yeah, repeat it just off mic, so yeah.
Because
Did you hear that, Liam? He said Mahmoud and Dahoud.
Dahoud
Everyone.
is on fire. But not mother in bird.
Just stand up and announce it to the pub. Excuse me, everyone.
Eddie Howe, please make us win football games again.
That wasn't a joke. Lana. Lamptey. Minute and a half left at the Amex. Dan Burns just had enough of Lamptey. Just ramped him one.
Go on, Cal.
Back Carlin Wilson.
He's trying to force the rest of the team up as well to go with him on the press.
Yeah, Callum Wilson starts next game for me.
He has to.
Doesn't like being on the bench, remember? Nor does Isak.
Oh well, at least we've got Adidas next season.
Yeah.
Jordan Gomez, it's okay.
Offside.
You said that Evan Ferguson would have a match call to him today.
Well, that comeback was short-lived, wasn't it?
Most definitely, when you get a hat trick, you get
Just a little bit. Newcastle are currently 14th in the table.
Well, I think we'll stay up this year.
Staying up. Harvey Barnes, not really seen much of him.
Harvey Barnes.
I don't know if you heard this in the Liverpool game. Barnes will tell you what. That was coming out of the Gallagher. Carl's nodding behind the camera.
Oh dear.
This could be four. It's Targett Lamptey.
Brighton have got three men waiting in the box. Oh, Matoma's missed a sitter.
What's going on with Shaw?
Matoma. Not very good
He's
at all.
been so lazy this game.
He's had enough, hasn't he?
He's injured.
I know, but even before he got injured.
Oh, it's actually Trippier doing really well, actually. It's a great little nick past there, past Matoma. Just
And we got a goal kick out of it as well.
blow the whistle.
Right, that's 97 minutes done.
That's a foul. He should be sent off.
And this should be about it.
What an invention international breaks were.
Oh, hold on a second.
Lallana's being a dick. Sean Longstaff is having a go as well. NE29.
Go on, Sean.
Go on, Sean!
Hey,
That's probably going to be
I
better
like
than the
this.
fight later as well. Good to see.
This isn't the short long stuff I've seen before.
It's like-
I like this.
It's like Liam Kerr in the charity football games, to be honest.
And that'll be that.
Yeah, that should
That'll be that. Yep.
Back with the Brighton keeper. He hasn't
Big
blown
thanks to
yet.
everybody watching along today for Brighton 3, Newcastle 1, and that is full time. It is a defeat for Eddie Howe's side.
And a bad one.
A bad defeat, really bad defeat. Match reaction and the last word is on later on. Eddie Howe looking very, very frustrated, very angry after that performance, but he should have absolutely no complaints. Sam, final word from you. Certainly not good enough today.
No, poor all over. We had a bright opening for about 5-10 minutes, but after that we completely shut our bolt and it was all Brighton. Really, really poor, abject display, lacking a lot of fluidity, completely second best all over the pitch. Really, really quite concerning, and I reckon Eddie Howe will be concerned about that, because we've been second best for the last 2 hours of football now, including the last half hour against 10-man Liverpool. 3 defeats on the spin. Yes, we've had a difficult start and got a great win against Villa on the first day, but the performance,
Not good enough.
terrible, all over the pitch, from Nick Pope down to Alex Isaac, and everyone in between. Really, really poor, and it's a bit of a concern.
Afternoon to forget for Newcastle. Andy, finally for you. Poor performance all round.
Yeah, easily the worst we've played under Howe. A lot of questions to be asked, like Sam said, about the last 2 hours of football. It's just not been good enough. Something's got to change over the international break. We're not playing like ourselves. The intensity wasn't there. The press wasn't there. It's just, we were there to be taken today, and the Brighton happily have. I don't even think it's the question of Evan Ferguson being the difference maker. I think anyone would have put the chances away that he's been given the day.
Fair play to the Newcastle fans.
We've got to come back a lot better.
It is absolutely massive. My final thoughts on today's game: Brighton were by far the best team. With Eddie Howe and his players are going towards the away fans who have made that long.
The away end is absolutely rocking with the music, by the way.
Yeah, long trip for all those Newcastle fans, and they haven't been given a performance to deserve of that journey. Brighton 3, Newcastle United 1. Big thanks to everybody at the Junction Pub. Yeah, it is the local Green King Pub in the city centre of Newcastle. Make sure you come along to your nearest Green King Pub to watch all the televised games that Newcastle United will be involved with. The next televised game that is scheduled is Brentford. However, that may be changed due to the fact they play AC.
Well, it will be changed
on the 19th of September, which will be an interesting one out of San Siro. Get your comments in for this game, like and subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV. We will see you all very soon.